Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. And today I have a very special guest. Please welcome to the podcast, Taryn Manning. I said it correctly, right?
You did, Taryn Manning.
Thank you for being here. Also, my co-host, hype man, Mr. Derek Green, ladies and gentlemen, is here.
So what's up?
Okay,
did they know who he is?
Yeah.
Is the real
Derek
question.
Separatore.
That's right, coming through.
They know who you are. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's the first time meeting you in real life.
It is.
I appreciate you coming here. Nice to meet you too as well. I have so many notes, but like I almost feel like we almost could freestyle this one because there is so many things to talk about.
One,
you know what I mean? Her music, just everything.
Are you gonna rap for us? Freestyle?
No, I can't rap. Can you rap?
No.
I wish I could rap.
Me too. You know that's one thing I love hip hop so much that I would never disrespect it and try to rhyme.
Oh, come on.
Especially at 50 years old.
Everyone's doing it. You're 50?
Yeah, I can't start rhyming at 50 years old.
Since everyone's doing
No, but I have too much respect.
Go.
But you know what I'm going to do? Okay, so listen. So usually I have a format. It's like, we go back and forth like then, now, and everything. But she has such good energy, and I just feel like we just talk about. We can start throwing. I'll just start throwing things out. We'll talk about. What do you think about that?
You can always
I've never
edit
done this
it.
before.
You can always edit it around.
Yeah, that's true too.
We're in the age of technology.
But you were born in Falls Church, Virginia.
I was. Falls Church,
Have
Virginia.
you been to Falls Church,
I've
Virginia?
never been to Falls Church, Virginia, but I've been
Easy.
to Virginia before.
It's close to Washington, D.C. It's not
It is.
that hick.
It is.
And
DC's dope too.
I am a Redskins fan.
Wow.
No longer the Redskins.
What are they called now?
I believe they're just called Washington
Okay, I think they changed it.
Oh, okay.
because
Yep.
they be indigenous.
And we talked about that too.
I get it.
Was it like growing up in Virginia back then?
I grew up there, and then I left rather quickly, and we moved to Arizona, Tucson, Arizona.
That's right, Tucson. Yeah.
Arizona?
That's right.
I think
Oh,
everywhere
do they have a southern accent
No,
too?
everybody talks like
They have a
that.
southern accent when you go in different parts of America.
But not.
What do they
not
sound
in
like from New
Arizona.
York?
in New York, it's a different accent there. Hey, can you add some coffee here on the set?
All
I
right.
guess. All
So
right.
you go into like a really low octave and just
I have
handle
a
it.
baritone bass, so it just does that automatically. So
And
bad.
you have siblings? You just have a brother?
I have a brother. Yes,
You
I
got-
do.
Younger or older?
He's older.
Okay.
Yep.
And moving to Arizona was like a culture shock. Moving from there to
I was
there,
very young. My
Yeah.
mom left my dad in the middle of the night. That's a whole other horse of
Wow.
another color. But yeah, we escaped my father in the night. But it turns out that, it takes two to tango.
Of course.
Meaning, there's two sides to that
Of
story.
course. Of course.
Right. So yeah, so we moved to Arizona because my mom's mom was there, and I grew up in Tucson, but I visited my dad every summer, and then we moved to California when I was 12, and that's when my life really began.
Yeah. So would that be high school or no?
Junior high.
Junior high.
Yep.
So yeah, that must be totally different going from Virginia to Arizona to California.
Big
Oh yeah.
change.
That was
Culture
awesome.
shock kind of vibe thing. moving
No,
to
that
Cali?
was just exciting because
Okay.
it was so hot in Arizona, and then we moved right by the beach, starting 7th grade.
Yeah.
was
That's awesome.
awesome.
And how were you in school? Did you like school?
I joined soccer right away, so I could make automatic friends.
Yeah. Were you good at soccer though?
I played soccer like my whole childhood and junior
That's
high.
awesome.
Yeah, so we started there, and then high school was cool. I mean, junior high was cool, and then the real culture shock is when I switched high school in 11th grade,
Oh my
and I
11th
switched.
grade.
Yep.
So where'd you
That
go
was-
from there?
So I was accepted into Orange County High School of the Arts,
Nice.
OSHA. So I went
Is
from
that like a fame school?
kind of,
Cool.
yeah. And so I was 11th grade, like. People already established juniors and seniors. Who was I just to cruise on up in there?
Were you nervous? Was that scary?
I was nervous.
Yeah, I would be too. A transition, especially that
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah.
That was
Did
tough.
you miss your friends from your other
Yeah, I drove down to San Diego every weekend. But then
Yeah.
I got a boyfriend, and everything
And then your life
changed.
changed forever.
Mhm.
Orange County is such a different world, man.
OC?
I didn't know that till I
It
moved to
so
California.
is.
It's so
It really
different,
is.
man.
I just know it from the TV show before moving here.
Oh, see?
So hang on a second. You watched that shit before you moved
Man, I
here?
didn't know anything about
Oh, my God.
Okay, okay.
I was like, yo,
90210. That was some different. That was the
I knew,
shit.
like,
The Peach
other
Pit.
stuff
The Peach
about it,
Pit.
but
That's
I didn't know
right.
anything about OC.
And Melrose Place.
So
I watched that shit.
so different from LA, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
they seem so happy and free there,
I know.
whereas we're prisoners.
how
in the concrete jungle.
How were you in school though? Did you like school?
I wasn't all that great in school because I was so focused on. I started ballet at noon and then went till 8 at night. So I just had to get through my 4 academics.
Yeah.
I just cheated my way through those. Looked at the Scantrons next to me like.
The Scantron.
I just aged myself.
Were you doing karate too?
That was when I was younger.
Okay.
Wow.
Then I was a sore loser.
Okay.
I got second place. I got first 2 years in a row, and then I got second, and I quit. That's terrible. That's a huge, like, very pinnacle moment in my life, though. I realized
you still think about
it's
that?
okay to be second.
Yeah, it's okay. Fuck yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But man, there's nothing like first.
When were you first kind of exposed to music? Because you're a musician as well. Besides,
Yeah.
do we say actor or actress? Did they change that?
I think, right?
I'm just saying. Like,
I don't know. Is it male man? Is it male lady?
Okay, so it's actor.
Actor.
Okay.
I guess I'm an actor.
So, what was your first exposure to like music and acting? Was it on the same time or?
So my father was a musician,
Sick.
and so music was right from the jump, straight out of the womb. He was a musician. He was a singer. He
Everything.
played drums and organ. He was a badass.
Wow.
Yes.
So he was your
Really
inspiration.
My brother and my dad.
Okay. And do you remember like the first kind of music you heard you got into?
So yeah, my dad was a soul singer. Like,
Awesome.
yeah, he listened to, all Motown. And then like, as far as like, the widest he went was like Janis Joplin and the Rolling Stones. He loved George Michael.
Nice.
Very much.
I love George Michael
Great
too.
choice.
Right? So my dad was awesome. He ended up taking his own life because he was a sad soul.
Wow.
That's what happens when
How
when
old
you
was
rule.
he?
48.
Wow, man. That's heavy.
Good old pops. Only 10% body fat too, by the way.
Who?
A beast. My dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I
some
don't know what he
interesting
was
facts about
thinking.
him.
I don't know what he was thinking.
So he was like a great
Not
shape.
sure he was thinking.
Wow. So how old were you when he passed then?
14.
That must have been hard, man.
It was. It was confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Did you have anyone to talk to about?
It's funny you should ask that. My mom is the one that relayed the news, and they weren't together anymore. But she took a nice, which I would find out later, a nice 3 days to register it before she told me and Kellen. That's okay. Everybody processes things different.
Yeah.
But I think that because it was so shocking and so weird, there wasn't really like a shoulder to lean on. It's funny because a lot of times tragedy in families can actually like tear families apart.
Yeah.
Rather than bring them together. So
100%.
I just went off on my own program, and I feel like when you go through such traumatic loss, you either go down like the bad path, or you become like an overachiever.
100%.
And I became the latter.
You did.
Annoying overachiever.
That's awesome.
The first experience in your life of somebody very close to you passing away.
Yes.
Has to be, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Besides my first cat.
What was that cat's name?
Sugar.
My dad died when I was 3, and so my mom. We have two brothers. So my mom didn't let us go to the funeral, didn't let us say goodbye. Like my dad left, he never came back, so we had no closure. So I think me and my brothers are completely fucked. We need therapy. My whole family needs. We never got it. This has been very therapeutic to sing about it and talk about on the podcast, but so I never had closure with that. You know what I mean? Like I never saw my dad again after that. So
that's heavy.
Yeah, and I was kind of
But you remember at 3 years old?
I remember
Beautiful.
I remember the day he fell on the bed, like with chest pains. They took him to the hospital. I was on the bed with him, my aunts, and then he never came back. It's fucked.
And then
I have serious problems.
I'm
seriously,
sorry.
I'm gonna get emotional. I'm seriously like dad issues from that. If I watched it with my son, I'm like the most emotional dad, and my son's like, I can't hang out with you. You get crying during these movies and shit. but I feel like it fucking ruined
You
me.
get
I
crying.
mean, all 3 of my brothers, all 3 of us are all dads.
You
We're
only
all-
have brothers?
2 brothers, yeah, 3 boys. My mom raised all by herself,
That's cool.
and my mom worked like 3 jobs. She's a badass, and
Nice.
we're super emo dads. We're super emo.
Your dad was emo?
No, we're emo.
You're
We're emo
Are you
because
close
we
with
lost
your
our dad.
brothers?
Yeah, we both are. All my
love
brothers,
that.
yeah.
Aw.
And my dad died at 33 of some rare heart condition.
That's a beautiful age.
Yeah, it's a fucking wild. It's such a young age.
It was
though.
a rare heart condition.
Mm-hmm. So, like when my brother Tracy turned that age, we're like, oh my god, is he gonna die? I'm not trying to be funny. We're like, oh shit. And then my other brother turned 33. Like, oh my god, he made it.
Oh no.
And we all been tested for this shit. Like we're
What
good
is
hearts.
it?
We're like all vegan brothers, and that's some rare shit.
The
I don't know what it
vegan
was.
brothers.
Yeah.
I love
So we're all
it.
pretty healthy family. You know.
Well, one day we gotta get that closure.
Yeah, I do need that. I always try to say, oh, my music helps. Oh, talking about it helps. But my wife's like, yo, he needs some fucking therapy. She told me that recently.
I
too.
guarantee you, if he could tell you from above, yeah, I'm good. Can you go ahead and go be good now?
Yeah.
This is real.
It's totally real. Have you had therapy before?
I've had some therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's so weird
Therapy's
about like, talking to
healthy.
a stranger or something. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, but that's
good.
the perfect person to talk to.
Exactly. When you can just let it out.
Yeah.
Overthinking.
But I can't imagine being her age and that's your pops and then you had 14 years with him, right? And then he's gone. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's...
I mean, death with somebody that you're close to in the family, it can be super traumatic. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
Definitely from
And I could have took the path like she said. I could have went like drinking and smoking and hanging a bunch of girls like my brothers did. I love you guys. I'm not dissing my brothers, but and I went the straight edge route where I never tried no drugs, no alcohol, and been straight edge my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I did this total punk rock skateboarding route, but I could have just did that too. And like, oh, my dad died last night, my mom, and I didn't do that. And like you did the same thing. You went your path, right?
You're just exploding with.
I know you got me emotional. Like this is.
Let's give a bunch of drugs and alcohol and let's get some closure.
I know. And my mom was just on my podcast.
No.
And my mom was like, "Why didn't you ever smoke weed? You should have smoked weed, Toby."
Loosen up,
My
would
mom
ya?
said that. You should have tried pot at least. You fucking. You could fucking relax. My mom's like super Boston. Toby, she fucking calls me the wrong names of my brothers. Anyway,
That's my mom too. Taryn, mom. I'm like, Mom, you're my.
Yeah,
she
I
goes
know.
through the whole gamut
Um,
and lands at me finally. Like 20 seconds later, I'm like, yep, here I am.
all right, so that happens to you, then you don't go on some crazy wild path of life, do you? You don't like start partying, rebelling, and all that shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely had, my fun. And what I noticed too is that I didn't really start to grieve, honestly, until I was like in my late 20s. When I was like, who am I? What makes me who? And you just start to like, you look at your mom and your dad, and you're like, hold on, because you're only really fed one side when your parents are divorced. I only heard my dad's side when I was with him, my mom's side when I was with her. And as I got older, I just started to see like, oh, you're just a human, Mom. You know what I mean? You just start seeing these things. And so I started just, it's so crazy too, I'll tell you this. So I just started really kind of healing way later down the road.
Yeah.
Way later. But recently, I swear, all my dad's like girlfriends, he was quite the ladies' man. They've all separately been like hitting me up on Instagram and just like, hey, your father, just saying the most beautiful sentiments about him. Your dad loved to sail. I never knew that. Never knew my dad liked to sail.
That's interesting.
He loved to sail. This guy. Yeah, I had no idea. So just little, things like that. Because when you're 14, like, are you really telling your kid what you're really into?
Mm-hmm. No.
Right? So it's like so if we could know each other now, I'm sure it would just be so
Yeah,
different.
man, it's crazy, man.
It's true. When you're young, you have a perception of your parents or grandparents that's sometimes very huge, like they're super people.
Yeah.
And I remember that conversation with my mom and just like, are you gonna, thinking about you're gonna die someday. Like it was a realization, like death started to come into my head of like that understanding and how I drove myself like insane thinking about it.
Wow.
Anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like coming in, it's like, oh my God, like it's really gonna come to an end. This person not being in your life. But what made me think about that was the fact that my grandmother was staying with us. She came to live with us, and she had Alzheimer's. So my parents didn't really talk to me much about what Alzheimer's was and what was going on.
Wow.
Especially in that time period that we were growing up. And I was just like really confused. I would wake up and be like, oh, I'm going to go downstairs. Oh, the gas is on. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my gosh.
Turned the gas on and just took off walking.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's scary.
In the house. Like, what is up with Grandma? Like, she cannot live here. And I was just like, kind of like in my head, like, what's just happening?
Yeah.
And there's just nobody really sat and explained, like, she's got Alzheimer's, and the police would come and say, like, oh, we found her walking, and then my sister's 10 years older has a completely different perception of her because she had a chance to grow up and see her without Alzheimer's.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So then she was traveling all over the world. She was like in Egypt and all over these places. Traveling. She's super inspirational for my sister, and I really wished I had that chance to know her on that level.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know, man.
I'm so sorry.
We're getting morbid over here. We're getting like,
No, I know.
we're getting dark. We're getting dark over
It's
here.
not morbid. This is real.
I know.
It was it's just incredible just to look at the photos and everything of her life. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Then that's why I was like really confused. But then, there were a lot of amazing, great things about her I just didn't know as a kid, just because I never had a chance to really.
No, yeah. It turns out that our parents were people once.
Yeah, exactly.
And we forget that, they were once just cruising and chilling and
make mistakes.
Yep.
They're not going to be perfect at all.
I know. My mom kicked me out when I was 17. Like I had so much. Like I moved to New York by myself, and she kicked me out, and I resented her. Is that the word? Yeah, I was really bummed. And still now.
I'll show you, Mom.
No, but even now, she's breaking my balls or something like that. I say something back. I want to say like, you maybe fucking kick me out of the fucking house when I was 17. But I don't say that. You know what I mean? I'm just like. Because that changed my life. I moved to New York. I started my band. I became part of that scene. It was fucking everything for me.
She made you get hard.
But she was dating. My mom was dating this redneck dude, and my mom loved animals.
Why did you point at me?
No, listen. My mom loved animals, and this dude like skinned squirrels and have squirrels.
Exactly.
He would make squirrel fucking soup, and there was like dead squirrels in my garage. I was like, what the fuck?
That's
we were living in
horrifying.
Maryland, Southern Maryland.
Weird.
It was like some redneck shit. I was like, I'm out, man. And then she kicked me out. Anyway,
Are you the oldest of the three?
I'm the youngest. I'm the baby.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. I don't know the others.
What, I look old? What? Okay, anyway, go ahead. Back to you. So now you're in school. Dad passed away, all that. What grade would that be? That's
I was going into 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
It was the summer of 7th and 8th.
Wow. And
That's
so
right. That's a season in life, I mean, it's a season that happens. It can happen to anybody. So
No, I know. But it's still like just moving forward that, and here you are. You know what I'm saying? Like your journey and stuff. Like so you made it out of high school obviously too. Graduated?
I did.
And what was your goals then?
What year was that you graduated?
Well, you trying to age you, right? You put an age on here, man.
I'm fine.
Well, I'm gonna,
97.
78.
8. Yeah, 97 I graduated.
90s.
We're old.
Yeah, we're old.
We're old. She's young.
97.
She's very young.
97, I was like, I know exactly where I was doing.
Oh, 97? I was in the streets. Dude, I was in New York, man. We were in the streets hanging out. We were in this, we were wilding. We were in New York,
Really?
like,
Yeah.
going to clubs, everything, dude. New York
We worked
was
across
fun.
the street from each other.
He worked at Fat Farm, and I worked at Nana Shoes in Soho.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you lived out there long time.
Yeah. And this guy was a big bouncer. You weren't a bouncer, were you?
I was a bouncer, bodyguard. I did all that stuff.
He had long dreads, looked like the Predator.
Peaceful soul, though.
Okay, but this is about you. Back to you. So you graduate, and what are you doing?
So I graduate and I'm a dancer, like, full ballerina and
That's awesome.
jazz. And I had the band with my brother just on the side. And I moved up here to Hollywood and LA to pursue dancing, like backup dancing, like anything like
awesome.
that.
It's hardcore.
Did you have some gigs, some backup dancing gigs?
Yeah, I had a couple things. And
cool.
then I realized, like, pretty soon, I'm like, hold on a second. You know what I mean? Like, she's aight.
Yeah.
All the while I was taking an acting class every Wednesday night since I was 13, that my mom would drive me to, and I had the band with my brother, and we got signed to DreamWorks I moved to LA when I was 19. I got signed at 21.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was
Just to
cool.
let everybody know you're a singer.
Yeah.
I'm a musician. Like,
Was
I
that
have songs-
Boomkat, or was that?
Boomkat.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not like a crazy good vocalist, but I write my own
can sing, man.
songs. I'm
She
alright.
can
Like,
sing.
I can carry a tune, but like mostly like I just like playing music, all that jazz. But my brother's the real genius. My brother wrote our entire first album on the PlayStation music generator.
Wow, man.
Yep. So when we got signed, like he literally brought his PlayStation to the studio.
Wow, that's some OG Billy style, because her documentary, her and her brother record their shit in their room. Same
Yeah.
style thing. Wow.
That was literally.
So what was going through your mind? Like, once you got signed, what was your plan? Like, okay, this is what we're going to do.
As far as the album went.
Yeah, like.
Well, we already had we had so many songs. Like my brother was a writing machine. He lived with me, and he lived in the laundry room of my house. He's older, but my bro's just always been like a mad scientist. Like, you know, he doesn't need to leave the house all day. He just, the PlayStation Music Generator kind of simulates Pro Tools. So he would build the notes, you know, almost like you would now in Ableton or, you know, and but this is 2000, and so he rented it from Blockbuster Video and never returned it. Said it's the best $20 he ever spent.
Hell yeah!
We used to rent Divdas, DVD.
That was a great documentary, by the way. The Blockbuster documentary is great.
Oh,
Seen
I
that?
haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Colin Hanks did that. It's amazing.
When did that come out?
A couple years ago. It's great.
Nice.
Okay, back to you.
Saw Amoeba closed down.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Yes,
It's
but
like the
then you
last-
said it's somewhere.
It's next to the W where that new brick building is.
Oh, it is?
Across the
Okay.
street from
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
But that was like a harsh sight.
Yeah, man. It's a great place
Yeah.
to go.
Who's gonna buy that building now? It's gonna be torn down and be turned into.
Probably apartments or something. Probably
Yeah.
apartments or something.
Probably.
All right, so your record. So you have any expectations for this record before it comes
Yeah,
out?
so we got signed by
And
DreamWorks.
you're like, we're gonna go on tour, or no?
I mean, we were just, yeah. But they put us in the studio for a year.
Wait, so you
Listen, we were trailer park kids. We got an $800,000 record deal. It was the most money we'd ever seen in our lives.
Damn.
once you signed, they were like,
Yeah, I said $800,000 to some people. That's not a lot.
That's fucking
to us.
Back then?
that's a lot.
That's a lot of money,
We
man.
lost it.
How did you lose it?
No, they lost it.
I
They were
mean-
excited. You know?
Oh,
No, they.
my age is definitely
Derek,
showing.
they gave her a check.
Where did you lose it?
And she lost the check.
Did you put it under a rock or something?
I was waving it when I was driving and slowly just. Oh my God, you're so cute.
They lost the check, 800,000.
Pretty much. I mean, spent it like
They lost
that.
their minds. They're young. They come from a trailer park. They got all this money.
I got it.
It's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So,
you're like, okay.
all right. So,
What was the plan?
all right. So the plan was. Do you guys remember the Mint?
Hell yeah. It's right down the street.
Yep. So there's a studio in the back.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
So we were put up there, and it's super plush, and then we would go to the Mint and check out like the live groups every
Yeah.
night. Actually, we played at the Mint twice. That's how we got signed. They signed
Okay.
like it was one of those things. It was like old school stuff, like a little bidding war going on.
That's cool.
Like who are we?
That's awesome.
And that was really cool. And then they put us in the studio for a year, so we had a year to really like squeeze the lemon and flush it out. And then they went, for the single. Yeah. And they went for the single and everything, and then all that
What was the
stuff.
single?
It's called The Reckoning.
The Reckoning.
Yeah. I mean, DreamWorks went out of business shortly after we put out our second single. We were in Japan touring. But I got a song on the 8 Mile soundtrack.
I know it's on
And
my
that-
list. And Reckoning
that-
was #1 on Hot Dance Music Club. Played this on Billboard.
Yeah. And it was,
I did research.
So you did go on a tour after that. same
Yeah, we
year.
toured like Europe and Japan a few times.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Were
She
you
has-
touring by yourself?
Me and
or-
my brother, and we put together a group. We had a DJ. We
Sick,
had like Martin Pradler, who played like, it was like keyboards, synthesizers galore. My brother played synth bass, and I played acoustic guitar and synth bass. Yep, synth bass.
According to information, Boomkat.
The
had-
boom is the kick, and the cat is the snare drum. Boom, cat. That's it right there, son.
Wow, I didn't fucking know that. But you had a song in Mean Girls, 8 Mile, Italian Job, The Hot Chick, Crossroads, the Britney Spears one. You had songs in all those. That's
Yes.
fucking huge, man. That's great to have all those songs in that. It'd be like a band just came out. Like,
It was fun.
it's really awesome.
It was fun, but when it was done, it was done. Like when you,
So what?
you
Mm-hmm.
guys know the drill. So basically,
DreamWorks was over.
Yeah, so they, our first video, you guys, like, this is unheard of types of money. $420,000 on 2 days of a video.
Yeah.
Now you can shoot a video like that for like 10 G's, the
Yeah,
things that you can
totally.
do now. So the point was they were just spending money like that, and so they went under. And I'm not trying to, look, guys, you guys did great. I'm just saying that, we got the call when we were in Japan, like the record's done. It was that harsh. There was that, and that was it.
Brutal.
Wow.
And like literally the rug pulled out from under us, and thank God I had already kind of started acting and stuff, but that
That's
was really
cool.
devastating. My
Were you
brother.
thinking like maybe we can go to another label?
Yeah, but we had 2 firms, so they had to pay us out in the second, and then everyone was being upstreamed to Interscope, but we had just gotten going, so we hadn't earned back enough money to prove to them that we were worthy. Recouped, that's the word.
There's a lot of problem that artists didn't realize back then because they were feeding us a lot of money too. If my band, like, here you go make that album, and it was like, wait a minute.
And if I could do it different, that's right.
It would have taken so much less.
Oh hell
that's
yeah!
Right. I would take less liquid up front and be less in debt, and have a little bit more power, right?
Totally.
So what the things that I was 20 years old, straight out of a doggone mobile home park. $400,000.
That's crazy.
Because if you split 800 in two, that's 4 and 4.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of money. You get the advance money, you're all excited, all that
shit. And literally
shit.
like that, like in a chunk. You're just like,
damn.
What the?
They were throwing money around back then, major labels, man. It's so crazy how different it is now.
It was cool. Like, I remember we got most added with The Reckoning. Remember Superman, Eminem?
Yeah.
Like, we got the most added, then that was the second added. Like, just little things like that where they like grade your song and stuff. You see what's going to be the first hit.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of, like, you guys charted a lot in a lot of the dance
yeah, then we did good on the dance stuff, but that doesn't monetize.
I know, but still,
stupid.
I mean, just like have you ever got on a soundtrack to a movie?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Sepultura has.
Yeah.
What movie?
I can't remember at the time.
I call bullshit.
It happened like
I call bullshit if you don't know. I'm just kidding. I believe you. I'm just saying, but she got on crazy movie soundtracks. That's crazy.
It reminds me of the Notorious B.I.G. song, And Bullshit.
Party and bullshit. And party.
Which I just watched that one. Wow.
That was cool that you reposted because I was on my list about that Gap commercial too with your song on there.
Yeah.
Is that your song on there?
No, that's
I'll Take You There, right? With Tweet? Okay.
Yeah. Remember Tweet?
I do remember that.
Artist.
I do remember that. When I looked up today, I was like, way before Twitter, this person even Tweet. I remember that back then.
Yep. Missy Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
Did all her stuff.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then Marianne Faithfull was the other.
So are you starting to do acting while the band? So the band, you're touring and you're acting?
Yes, I was doing that.
And so what was your first role you got?
The first role, I did a bunch of like TV stuff, and then Crazy Beautiful was probably my first big role, and then Crossroads with Britney Spears, and then I did 8 Mile. Yeah. And then I did Cold Mountain, White Oleander. It just went on and on and on, but I didn't care. I didn't care. No, I wanted my band.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Like you weren't like, holy shit, I got this movie part. Like, it's on, baby, it's on. Like,
yeah.
I would be like, yes.
Yeah, I was. I'm very grateful. I think that sometimes the reason why I got so many parts is, and this is a piece of advice. This is a piece of advice for anybody that might be listening.
Yes, please.
I feel that some of the reasons why I got roles was because when I went into a room to audition, I had my mind on a whole other thing. And when you walk in, like, not giving a good gosh darn.
Yep.
Not to say that I was mailing in, nor, of course I studied my lines. I'm just saying that I didn't walk in with any desperation. I was like, hey, listen, I'm about to leave here and go right back to the studio. And then I
love that.
And so my advice is that I say when you hold on to something too tight, you can squeeze it out and let it go, But when you just let something rest in the palm of your hand is when it's truly supported, And that's the thing is, like, if there's any advice I can give is, like, even with a relationship, the more you try to hold on to someone, the more they slip away.
I agree.
So it's just about, just having that other thing that you love, whether it's art, maybe you love building cars, maybe you love jogging. I don't know, but I don't know your life, but just that other thing, because you can put so much pressure on yourself that you can kind of ruin
I can't imagine, man.
Yeah. So I feel like that's why I was just part after part after part.
It's crazy because sometimes I'm like, do I want to play music? I would like to do something else, but is the grass greener? Like she was getting these roles, but she just really wanted to be a musician and play music. You know what I mean? Like even like we're like, wow, 8 Mile is fucking incredible.
Oh, and that was awesome. I'm not, but then when the music got in, I was like, swing.
Were you playing music when you did Hustle and Flow? Were you playing music then too?
Yeah, I was still making music.
Great movie, by the way. I watched it again the other night with my family
But that was about when I finally started letting go of what had happened.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you were incredible. You killed that. It was awesome.
Yeah. Probably why I was so emotional in it.
Yeah, it was a heavy. It's a heavy movie, man. I forgot how heavy it was.
There's a few heavy movies you've done.
Yeah, I tend to play some heavy roles.
Heavy roles. Speaking of one, I'm from Cleveland, so I was like, oh, let me just check out.
Whoops.
Oh my God.
You're from Cleveland, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why does
Not
it breed the
really,
most crazy murderers?
I always question this myself, but I don't know. I have an idea about that, but
Let's hear it. This is a true question.
You're gonna diss where you're from?
I'm not dissing.
Okay, let's go. Speak about it.
I mean, I don't know. It's just I think you have a lot of time to. God knows. I don't know if there's a straight answer for why there are so many psychopaths that come from there. But I guess that amount of space that you're able to have there, that just lending your mind to random, horrible, negative things.
Space?
Well, as far as like freedom of like the quality of living, it doesn't cost that much
Okay.
to live in that state. So you can kind of do simple type of job and have like a home and then just having that time. If you're not living in a city like Cleveland, I mean, I don't know. I grew up in Cleveland, but in the suburb. I guess if you're in the middle of Ohio somewhere, then it would lend that time for your thoughts are going into a very bad place or dark places.
Interesting.
And then a very cycle of people living there as well. I mean, it's a...
What type of cycle?
I don't know, there's
I'm
been a
so
lot of
curious.
Me too.
I mean, I know a lot of the history of where I come from in Cleveland or in Shaker, where I grew up, which is radically different from psycho killers.
Okay.
But there was a murder that happened in the suburb that I grew up in.
Wow.
It was unsolved.
Really?
And it was a girl that went to my high school.
Dang.
Wow.
It was this one kid that was in my class, and he went through the
Wow.
media and everything, and then he ended up, not being guilty, but then he ended up killing himself.
Oh, really?
Wow, man.
After
Wow.
everything.
Because they did that to him?
I guess so, yeah. All the pressure and everything that went on, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's the guy that killed the girl." And he
Oh, my
didn't.
gosh. That's terrible.
It's terrible. But yeah, it's an interesting place.
Oh, my goodness. It's mine. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
No, that's not.
My
It's,
God, whose phone is this?
that's you, podcast guy. Here I am.
Oh my God,
Here I am.
Whoa!
Thinking it's me.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
This might be good. It might be
Should we answer?
come later. It might be late. No, I don't want to. I'm gonna do that.
Let's answer.
Absolutely not.
Sons of
Anyway.
Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy too. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Fucking love that show.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Anyway, so really quick, not to.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to Ohio or
just,
some
well,
shit.
just
I don't
because.
know, Toby, I didn't send you. I usually send Toby movies to watch.
Yeah.
He's kind of freaked out at times because they're pretty heavy.
No,
This
not-
one's dark.
Not about the guests that are coming. Just in general, you send my family really dark, creepy things, and I watch them. And my son's like, "Did
Send 'em
Derek
here.
send us this shit?" It's really, but there's some dark ass. You're like a really dark, dramatic person lately. I've been watching your
I
shit.
like it.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, I didn't send him that movie.
Okay.
Oh no, I know.
I don't know if
It's a
he.
story.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna,
if he.
I'm gonna watch it. What's it called?
It's called like Cleveland
Abduction.
Abduction.
I mean, so the point is that
Yeah.
this man, a school bus driver, school bus driving every day, with his own children and everything, he held 3 girls hostage for 13 years with houses literally this close, side
Wait.
by side.
I seen it. I think. What, in the basements and shit?
Well, they're upstairs.
Oh, I'm gonna watch
yeah, there's a portion in the basement.
I'm gonna watch
yeah.
it again. I'm watching it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you
So
hear,
yeah,
I'm
it was hard to play. Yeah, so playing like
That part is-
true stories like that is rough, especially when the real person's on set. Like, what do you know what it's like to play me? I'm like, not too much actually, and I don't want to. I don't know if I want to know.
So they were on
Yeah.
the set?
Yeah, well,
those girls?
Michelle Knight was the one I played. Yeah, and she's a force,
wow.
and she's a survivor, you know, and she's incredible.
Does that
But-
make more pressure on you? Do you feel more?
I mean, I was definitely like, so when did she go? Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I just mean, oh man, what she
she's
went
watching
through.
it and shit,
What
yeah.
she went through.
Does that stay with you after you do those kind of
I
characters?
was gonna ask.
So that particular one, it's funny because I guess that one did. I didn't know, but my friends noticed, you know? They were like, Taryn, I think you need to get some help. I'm like, I don't need help. What do I need help for? Just kidding.
But that's the first character that kind of stuck with you like that?
Yeah, I had to go like super method, which isn't always my process, but
Yeah.
yeah, I had to just go all in on that one.
They shot it in Cleveland?
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's freezing there too.
freezing. Yeah.
My goodness.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cleveland's the worst. I'm sorry. I love playing.
I'm right here, man.
No, I love playing shows. I love playing Cleveland. I can't wait to get back to and play. I love it there. I'm just saying it's super cold, and I grew up on the East Coast. I don't miss any of that shit. Yeah. I'm a Cali. I'm softer now. My blood's thinner. I'm older. I don't fuck with the winter no more. So anyway, that's that.
You had to live there for how long?
It was just a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they shoot movies now like so quick. Yeah, there's no time to breathe. But it's like it works because the character is obviously exhausted, and she went, so it's like I'm not trying to get my beauty rest. That's a good thing about the roles I play. Definitely don't gotta get like proper 8 hours of sleep. Can roll out of bed. Just kidding.
Yeah, fuck. Sons of Anarchy was good too. That's a great cast, man.
That was awesome.
My wife's in love with that dude, that main dude.
Charlie.
My wife's in love with that dude.
He's
She'd always
so
try to
nice.
freeze the screen if he was naked on the movie. In the show, I'm like, my wife, yeah.
He's really, really cool.
Great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Great actor. So when did you actually so you said like you were kind of like steering away from the music stuff, and then Hustle and Flow was kind of like the first one where you like just really dived into it. But what was at that point, did you think you were a musician as a career or an actor?
I didn't think I was either. I just was.
Yeah, you just were. You were just living and doing it.
All right, I'll do all this until Boomkat gets back up and running.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 25 at that point because I have very like ages where and I can't lie, like at 25, like that feeling was hitting me.
Okay.
That cause my brother never really bounced back from that. Like this is real. This thing that happens when you lose your dreams like that without any warning. Some people don't have that, what do you call that? Like
to bounce
gumption
back
or something, just to like.
It's a harsh reality to the music biz, man. It's super cold.
And he never could get over the review in Rolling Stone magazine that they did. And it just killed him inside because they didn't focus on the music. They focused.
They do that at times, There's just a critic, that could be there that doesn't know what they're talking about. It's happened before where they reviewed Led Zeppelin 3 album.
True.
Like, this is trash.
I know.
But Rolling Stone doesn't.
Rolling
Stone doesn't make or break. I mean, it's fuck, man.
But when it's like, it was a brother-sister team, right?
Yeah.
And it was like all they focused on was the singer who sounds like she sings in her shower while she's getting ready to go to set. They didn't focus on the beats. They didn't focus on the compositions. So that was just, and then that started the beginning of Kellen not showing up to things because they don't care about me. All they care about is you. Kellen, there's come over. The boom is the kick and the cat is the snare drum. Yeah. No, it was just like, and then trying to wrangle your older brother in, when he's like, Taryn, like in Japan, I'm trying to go find my brother everywhere. My brother didn't show up to the Jay Leno show. This is all funny stuff too now in retrospect.
He didn't show up.
No, he didn't come. You know how you have rehearsal in the day?
Yeah.
So Jay Leno's very tall.
Okay.
I remember the day that we were there. It was like me and the other rest of my band, but it's me and my brother, right?
Yeah.
And we go side by side, and he comes storming in the dressing room. They didn't send the producer. They'd already sent her several times. He comes in, just poof, and the tallest man is Jay Leno, and I'm just right there. Damn. I hear there's a band member not here. And I'm like, hey, sir, I'm so sorry. It's actually my brother, and I'm worried sick. Yeah, well, he better be here by the time it's showtime.
Damn, wow.
And I literally cannot get a hold of my brother at all. His phone's going right to voicemail. The 11th hour, he walked in. And, of course, his synth was set up, but at that point, we're running a track because, right?
Yeah.
So and then flips. I mean, it was, and then we just was such a punk rocker deep down, just pissed about Rolling Stone, just pissed about DreamWorks.
Damn.
But just hurt, and then to be dropped like that with no warning, and we're in Japan nailing it, just Saka.
Yeah,
I mean, we did Nagoya. Is it
Nagoya,
Nagoya,
great.
Tokyo? Just they're loving us, and they're so funny in Japan because you sing a song and they go silent.
Totally. Totally. I love it, man.
It's
I love
awesome.
it. Going crazy. Yeah, I love that,
But throwing
man.
so many presents up in their perfect letters with their penmanship. So we're just like on top of the world and just get the worst call on the planet, and that was the end of my brother as far as like Boomkat went. And never again did he ever.
I wonder what that person is who like wrote that review, and people like that who like that's just what they do. They just write and they think that a lot of those people never played music before, never toured in a band before.
And then one other thing happened. This was real. Remember Good Charlotte? Love you guys. Remember TRL?
Yeah.
So TRL was like once you make it, but then there were the wannabes. The wannabes were almost gonna get to TRL.
On deck, yeah.
On deck. So Good Charlotte was hosting. Remember, they're on top right now at that time. And so they're introducing, you know, and they made so much fun of me and my brother, Boomkat.
Wow.
It's like some type of actress. And they went so in on us. And it was so embarrassing. So that run in later down the road in like Vegas. And my brother isn't a fighter or anything. Oh. No, he's not at all. No. My brother just, if I ever see that, because they were on top of the world, and what they said that day could have made her. You know what I mean?
So you got to talk to him, see them later on.
Yeah, I saw one of them. He apologized, but it was more just me standing up for my brother. I mean, I kind of got their shtick and everything in a way, but like. Just little things along the way that, it's so important that not to be a crap talker, not to be a hater.
Yeah.
Because you could really be holding like, someone's like destiny in your hands.
Come back and hit
right. And I think, and I love, they're actually really kind. I think they were just having a blast with their shtick
in the moment.
In the moment, and just didn't realize there was two other human beings on the other side. But we just had like a course of bad luck, me and my brother,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're not. I don't know. I just feel like it might start make people like question their talent, or are they really are they serious? Or does that guy know what he's talking about? But like, who are these people that imagine the internet back then? Luckily, we have the internet back then, the message boards and shit.
Right. That was right before like YouTube.
Yeah, but even like I remember message boards came. It's like punk rock message boards and all the faceless cowards talking shit, like all that. Just like, oh man,
the bullies.
I know.
Now it's just next level.
It is next level. You can get like 1,000 awesome comments and one negative comment, and then I'll think about more. It's like, why do you give a fuck? Like, it's just one person. Then
set, your thing to
no comment.
No, that's I know. I know.
Game over.
But isn't it so crazy? How, like you get that all often. That love, and then this one thing like that, it just stays with you,
and you only focus on that.
Yeah, you fucking eat at it.
Let it eat at you. Unfortunately,
but that's what they want.
Yes.
And they get your attention too.
And it's meant for that. Like they're just trying to shake you up,
Yeah, there's no. I don't know what this is.
What's wrong with these people that do this? That's a good discussion, I think.
I mean, those people have a lot of time in their hands. They have a lot of hate, a lot of jealousy, bitter, angry, never did shit with their lives. I'm gonna curse, whatever, and they go after people that I don't know. They want your attention. As soon as you respond, they fucking won. And then if you respond, you call them out like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I love you."
They always do
it's
that.
Like, yo, dude, you
exactly,
fucking.
I think the last thing that you're saying, the main thing, they want your attention, and they don't have that attention. They feel that they can get this attention now because it's on the internet, and they feel that this is an area or a space that they can be heard or seen for the first time in their lives, where it's fantasy. It's not reality. The reality is much harder for them to actually have some type of recognition, to actually go out and do something, where they're being recognized for a talent, where they may not have a talent, and they're bitter about it. And so they rage on other people in that negativity. And it's unfortunate, and a lot of times, like Toby was saying, like if you cater to their attention that they want, it's exactly what they want. And that's why I've never responded to any of them. They get angrier, It's
kill them with silence.
But it burns out.
Silence, though, is perfect.
What about though when someone like from your past starts saying weird stuff because they're mad about something for all your fans,
and they do it in publicly and put you on blast?
That's the worst.
It's super. That's like some that's childish.
It's super.
Like, yo, text me. Let's have a conversation.
But they end up making themselves look bad in the end.
Yeah.
Keep going on and on and on. And the people are like, you know what? Why don't you shut up about this? It's just like you're the only one talking now. It's like no response, and they're just like going on and on. You're like, that person's starting to look like they're crazy.
Yeah.
Social media is such a tricky thing because like you can promote your brand, your movie, your music, things you're doing, positive things, help people out.
That really the positive stuff.
What?
I feel like that's the least likes I get when I post like, hey, a new movie coming out. I'm like, oh. But it's weird what
it's true. You are right, because you post something like I don't know something, then you post something about like I don't know some festival or some animal rights thing or something you're really passionate about. It's like 2 people give a shit about it, but it's like if it's a picture of you, I don't know, you and your boy at a show, or like me and you hiking, or like you and this dude, or they're like hyped on it, but it's like. if it's something, I'm
It's
promote. Hey,
so
my
weird.
friend's got like a GoFundMe and like he's really sick. And I was
Aren't you
you
rich?
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I know. Like, all that shit's twisted too. Like all that's twisted.
What?
I just like what they think you are. Like they think because you're in a band, you're like, I don't know, man. This is such false sense of reality with a lot of the stuff, you know.
Yeah. Do you think that they think that you're loaded?
I don't know. I think because you're a musician, they think probably that too. I don't know.
Because they never really had to pay their taxes or the overhead that goes with the band or anything that goes into it, and
Still
and
getting
how
your
basically
debt.
you're upside down.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You
man.
know,
I
you have to
such
spend
a-
money to make money.
Exactly. It's such a love-hate with the online stuff too, because it is. I don't know. You have to navigate it though, you know.
Yeah, that digital world is weird. It's very.
I think
But-
it's gonna implode eventually.
I think you might be right. I mean, there's got to be
It's
some
gonna-
sort of come to some sort of head, right?
I feel like it.
Yeah.
I mean, with cancel culture too. I mean, literally, like you say one wrong thing and you're out of there.
It's done.
You're
Over.
just out of there.
Yeah. Nobody even gets to say their side. It's
I mean, you
just
could be like, I like Madonna, canceled.
Done. You can say that.
I know. I think
Why
they try.
are
I
you
think
saying
they tried canceling Madonna last year too for some post
Really?
she did or something. She took it down. I forgot what it was. Like, you can't fuck.
So-
Madonna doesn't give a fuck. She
So-
started out not giving a
That's
fuck.
right. So
Right?
if you were gonna be canceled, what would you be canceled for?
I don't know, man.
Didn't somebody try? Anyone try to cancel you?
I don't
Have
know.
you ever been
They try to call
canceled?
me out. Oh, that's not. Or they say like, oh, that's not positive. Or some guy hit me up and said he saw there was a picture of me. You can see my underwear, and somebody DM me, and they're like, yo, your underwear's not vegan. And I was like, what? And so
I got a good one.
And so I looked. I went. Thank you, Stan. Stan sponsors me. So I got these Stan's underwear. They're super soft. They're so comfortable. But I hit my dude up. I was like, hey, is there casein? Is there milk in my underwear? He's like, actually, yeah. Those are the butter soft. Those are the butter soft briefs. And so there was milk in my underwear. So I felt so guilty. I had 16 pairs. I gave them to my boy in New York. I shipped them to him.
You're like,
I got-
are you happy now?
Yo.
I'm like, are you happy now?
But I was kind of bummed that they
No,
knew I'm vegan.
skinnies.
But you'll keep. So I get that's I don't have the underwear no more. I gave it away 17 pairs to my boy. I sent them to him. You want my
So
underwear?
you let that person get to you.
Yeah, because but I am wearing but I don't wear no animal products. I wear nothing. So I did have animals in my underwear. Sounds so
Okay, that
foul.
got weird.
I had some casein in my underwear.
You had animals in your underwear.
Would you have got rid of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they called.
They're like,
I
"Thank
didn't
you,
know.
sir, for your information. I did not know there were animal products in
What
my
do you mean
underwear."
milk in your undies? I
It's all
don't
my
get it.
fucking because they soak them in milk, and so there's like a case. They're so soft. There's a casein derivative inside my underwear that doesn't get washed out, and that's why they're soft.
Huh.
I swear to
that's
God,
an
man.
interesting treatment.
It is.
Totally unnecessary.
Random.
Anyway, I miss those underwear.
Yeah, they were milky smooth.
Yeah, I miss them. I miss those underwear.
So you were canceled?
No, I didn't get
I'm
canceled.
talking about officially canceled.
No, I've been canceled. No.
What about you? What would
How do you
be
cancel a human, dude?
What would you be canceled for if you were to be canceled?
I don't know. People are trying to trip on me when I cut my hair.
Oh yeah, he cut his dreads
Canceled
off.
for cutting his dreads
They're
off.
just like, what?
How could ya?
Why? How could you? I was like, well, you didn't have 20-something years of the same hair. You know, it was
They just wanted to cancel you out.
I don't know if it was really
Why are you supposed to save them because they're sacred?
I was just like, I'm cutting my hair, man. I'm a grown man now. It's like I saw
How
this
did you
one, I
feel
was
after you cut those
like,
dreads
I
off?
felt fantastic.
I'm
I was
sure.
just like, I'm free.
Yeah.
Like,
He used to sleep
freedom.
on his wet hair. He told me taking a
It was
shower,
horrible.
like it's fucking
after
gnarly.
And it holds, like-
20-something years, just like I was 15 years old when I started.
Wow.
growing dreads, and I got harassed then, like by a lot of people. You know, they were just like, "Yo, why don't you cut your hair, man?"
It's
What's up
always
with
been
that?"
an
They're
issue.
Like, your hair. They're like, "Damn, son, what's up with that?" They didn't understand anything. I was like, "I'm growing dreadlocks," and they're like, "B, you need to comb your hair right now."
And when he grew up, he was like a punk rock skateboarder. So he wasn't like
oh yeah, they're like, "You don't have a car?" I was like, "No, I'm 16."
Oh, that's so cute.
To school, they're like, and you don't comb your hair.
Oh, buds.
Jesus
Like, all
Christ.
this shit. But you know, once they were growing, they're like, "Oh, that's cool," and it became like kind of like I don't know. But anyway, once I cut it, was freedom. You know, I felt.
But that was before the internet too.
Yeah.
true.
But they were trying to cancel you in real life. That's a little different, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was. They didn't know what they were talking about. Like they were young or whatever. We're all young. And, I was just stood out. You know,
They're just different.
This is a perfect segue to your Karen movie too.
Oh gosh.
Which I cannot wait to see.
Yes.
And people tried to flip on you for that, right? Did they?
I'm pretty sure I'll be canceled.
Wow. Why do you think so?
For playing a character?
Exactly,
So
because they can't differentiate acting roles sometimes from real life. And you know what?
So they think you're a prostitute still from Hustle and Flow? Come on, man.
They definitely think I'm Pennsatucky from Orange Is the New Black.
Oh man, we'll get to the minutes.
Like,
it's my favorite shit. But anyway, go ahead. Let's go back to you and Karen.
Thank you.
Yeah, amazing.
That
Holy
was fun.
shit. That's a fucking wild show.
That show is amazing.
Our friend Jessica, I know Jessica from New York scene. We grew
You
up we grew up in the scene together.
I love
The
her.
hardcore scene. She used to
She's
work with my bass
awesome.
player. Yeah, we keep in touch.
She's
and-
one of the coolest ones, by the way.
Yeah, she's real. She's a New York cat,
Yep.
punk. You know, she comes from my world. I'm stoked for her.
Yes.
I was stoked to see that.
Good person.
So people trying to flip on that movie. They haven't even seen it yet.
Oh, Karen?
Yeah.
I just think, I definitely took a risk playing the role.
So tell us a little bit.
It's a fucking
about it,
movie.
'cause he told me very little, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta.
I like to read this sentiment right here.
Yeah.
It's actually a good time to read this because I feel so. I filmed this recently during Black History Month.
Okay.
It was all black crew, you know,
Nice.
and it was amazing. And definitely.
Did they call you to do the movie?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll read. So the director is Coke Daniels, and you know, like when you're not really sure like how someone feels about you, like they're, you know, maybe a man of few words, and you know, not someone that's like, hey, you know, I had no idea if I was doing good or not, and this and that, and it's upon wrap, meaning at the end. He wrote the nicest thing about me, and I was shocked. And my mom is like my harshest critic, and even she teared up. So
that's wow.
this is from the director of Karen, just so everybody knows. Like,
Let's hear it.
because it's just a role that it takes somebody with a lot of courage to play this.
Of course.
So.
I would think so.
So this is from Coke Daniels, who's an incredible director. It's him here. Picture of Coke.
Sick.
Cool.
He's a badass. So he goes, that's a picture wrap on Taryn Manning. Words cannot express the depth of gratitude I owe this woman. Love her to the moon and back. She did not know me from Adam, read my script, and immediately signed on, no questions asked. Didn't trip over money, didn't make me do the dance with reps. Just told me she loved what the film represents and wanted to help affect change. She lent her celebrity to bring attention to the project, which caused it to go viral and eventually landed us on TMZ, creating a huge buzz for the film before we even shot a single frame.
So,
We pushed the start date numerous times, and each time she said, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. And guess what? She didn't. But listen, once those cameras turned on, oh, the savagery. There were no throwaway moments as she expressed every emotion to the fullest, played with every color in the spectrum, and milked every single piece of dialogue. Watching her work was a thing of pure beauty and nothing short of iconic. Y'all think you hated Pennsatucky on Orange Is the New Black? Wait to get a load of Karen Drexler.
fucking awesome, man.
That's phenomenal. I'm so stoked to see it.
When does it come out?
Oh, we just completed it, so
Oh, okay.
little less.
You should be happy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
And
awesome.
I only read that because it's like so hard to put it into words, but the script. So the thing that the script is like on the page, right? It's very one dimensional. The writing's on the page. Script's great. She was written very like almost like Pennsatucky, just one sided, just wrong, And I remember the very first take I did, like the entire I had everybody just laughing, and I knew, I was like, there it is, because any Karen is the most ridiculous. I mean, they're just laughable.
Totally.
So so many people are like, I never read this script to be so funny, but I'm like, so I just love that. Like, I think she's gonna she's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's just downright ridiculous and just wrong.
And for the fact that people haven't seen one thing about it, just heard about it, and then try to freak out about things before they see anything is ridiculous, man. It makes no sense.
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's such a sensitive time. I mean, you literally can't even be like, you can't really say anything. I mean,
In a way, it's terrifying, especially when they started banning books. I thought it was beyond. I was like, okay, this is.
which book did they ban that
I
you
just
loved?
remember hearing they were talking about Catcher in the Rye, like, let's get rid of this book from school. I was like, are you out of your mind? Like,
Oh, back
you really
then.
gonna start banning books?
No, recent.
Okay.
Yeah, all that, like all the criteria in schools all changing. Like, remember Scarlet Letter and Mice and Men?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand changing the curriculum, but like
100%. Banning.
I don't.
As if it never existed.
Right. It's absolutely the wrong direction to go.
Yeah, I think that. But so I'm just so concerned about this new thing that's going on. It's so dangerous to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it is dangerous.
It's crazy because my son's in that world too, and he only knows that world. We lived here long before social media or phones or all that stuff. You know what I mean? So we lived like, not saying we live real lives, but hanging out with our friends and doing things and being outside. And he only knows that. And even I tell him, like, don't write things like, not like I write anything bad. I'm like, everything you put out there stays out there. Anything you talk about on your Snap, the girls you're talking to, anything, like he's a gentleman anyway. I'm just like, everything stays and just. And I'm not. As a parent, I have to worry about that. But he's a great kid. I'm not worried about it. But I'm just saying, people can take things and flip things and screenshot shit and make things up, and that's what's scary. It's like he only knows that world though. He doesn't know anything other than that. The phone, fucking.
It is scary because
doing his streaks and this shit, whatever this stuff is.
What is it?
He does his streaks on Snapchat. These Snapchat. All this shit.
All the time. I'm like, what are you
and then today, and then he did a video last night. Went viral on TikTok. He woke up to like 75,000 views. Like some thing he
what
did.
Did you do? And he's like, nothing.
It's just some weird thing. It's a thing kids are doing, but it blew up, and he's like freaking out.
How cute.
He doesn't really care about TikTok, but his friend told him to do it, and
his went.
Yeah, it's just because he's
adorable.
Yeah, he's just.
It's exciting.
But it's just that world. It's like everything you put out there is out there, and. Yeah, people say things and they make mistakes, but now as soon as you say it, like there's an audience, your followers watching you, every move you make. Right. People are just so ready to like dead
they're
you,
not,
right?
They're definitely not ready to illuminate your good side.
Yeah,
and that says a lot. Like, why are people so ready to pounce on your shortcomings? Let's say.
Very envious a lot of times. And just
think so?
It feels that way.
100%, man.
I want to bring this person down to where. Why do they deserve?
Just jealous, hateful people, man.
But I mean, a lot of times people get twisted from a lot of things they're saying online, and they have these assumptions,
Yeah.
And stereotypes that have built up.
I just don't think they should be on. They shouldn't listen then. Right. If they're so bothered by everyone being so free,
I mean, life's hard enough for people, especially young kids. It's everybody, let alone people have to like put your life in a magnifying glass. But also, if you put yourself out there, we're on these platforms.
True.
People are going to be, it's like.
You're not wrong about that.
But we also shouldn't have to tiptoe who we are when we post about things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's tricky, right? Because it's like
it's just that jumping to conclusions. It's like you really have to see the whole thing at what it is. Like when we're sitting in front of a restaurant, this guy gets pulled over right in front of us. So we're sitting there eating, and then these cops come, like 2 cops.
Oh, last week.
Like, get out of the car! And, this guy's like hands up, and we're looking at each other.
We're trying to figure it out, man.
We're like, what's going on? I was like. And then I was like, we were like, you know what? They're probably going to let him go, And then his son was like, no way. Look at him. He's going down.
What happened?
Yeah, they were searching his car. They like broke the trunk.
No, they're searching.
Had him in handcuffs.
Another car pulled up.
Wow.
He's definitely going away. I was like,
it was like scary to watch.
I was like, this happens all the time.
So what happened?
They let him go.
Probably didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything.
No.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was coming in from Palm Springs 2 days ago, and I got caught downtown, and there was like helicopter going around, and there was like a chase, and it turns out there was a 9-year-old child in the car, and they didn't even know about it. They're like shooting like tear gas at the car, and then the rubber pellets, and a child got out of the trunk.
You serious?
Oh yeah, yep. And the woman just driving around just. Lost her strudel out there, and
wow,
and, the kid went through the how like you can like go through the back seat into the trunk.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Wow.
I mean, people are out of control. They've just lost their minds.
How's Palm Springs though? I like it there.
I love it there.
I know. I like to go. I mean, our friend's got a place out there. He keeps inviting us to come there.
I'm telling you, like, it's such a. I mean, I just feel like it's changed so much around here. What do you think?
It has.
Yeah, it really has.
I mean, especially because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So many people leaving, yeah.
But a lot of people leaving, a lot of homeless people, a lot of people with mental illness on the street, more than ever.
Why do you think there's, besides people losing their homes because of everything, why do you think there's so many extra, like, all around lately with the tents, and I mean,
it's allowed first and foremost. There's like a law that you can't move people off the street.
okay.
So I think that really added to
another
it.
thing is they don't have the facilities to hold.
No, I know that.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's a combination of many things. It's
Some people just don't even want to be on the grid, like it can be like
That's
known
what I
as a
thought.
human.
no,
Yeah.
that's
like
a large
anti-establishment.
Taxes, all that.
But
Yep.
there's so many people that work with homeless people,
Mhm.
people who have
Just
these
anti-
mental- and they just don't
Establishment,
wanna be
government.
trapped into a position. It's unsafe in a lot of the places that they have.
Mhm.
They want that freedom to be able to do what they want. They've been living that way for a long time, so
Got it.
they don't really want to change that. So it's really hard to figure out a solution to what can be done.
I heard that there was like a big budget for homeless, like something like $4 billion, and Governor Newsom. was
Really?
just-
I'd love to hear what.
I mean, why are we still closed? You know, when old boy gets to go out everywhere.
Yeah,
You've seen him.
I seen them. We
Why
seen
are we
them.
so closed down?
It's opening up soon. So
California.
I know tomorrow's supposed to open restaurants. Friday's at restaurants supposedly, or Monday. I just heard that today.
Yay!
That's exciting.
That is exciting. It's huge.
It's exciting to like be able to leave somewhere soon and go and
It's
to another town or city.
It is
It's
scary.
hard to understand, something that's so deadly and has an impact that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads to people's imagination going crazy.
It's stressful.
Extremely stressful. I remember in the very beginning, like, it was completely like, holy
We were shook. Max, my son was wearing a
What's
gas
going on?
mask to the fucking store. We were shook.
Oh, yeah.
Double fucking gloves. All
Yeah,
that.
it
It's just
insane.
that fear can really drive people to do some crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when 9/11 happened, and I was living outside of the country, and my ex-girlfriend is from Queens, was in New York while it was happening, and she was on the phone, and I just remember coming back to New York and just seeing the mentality of people radically change.
Wow.
There were people that were just like gung-ho, like, somebody's gonna pay for this. Somebody has got to pay. And I was like, uh-oh.
Just New York.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like, this is not a good thing because you don't really know who did. There isn't just one person. And then
exactly.
they just went after whoever. Like the government was like, okay, somebody's got to pay, and it just became a nightmare.
Wow.
So it's scary when you get in that gang mentality of people just not really knowing what to do. It just leads to a lot of just chaos.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be happy when bands can start playing because there's a lot of musicians online that became scientists and doctors over the past couple months.
That's
And,
cool.
so, and everybody
Yes.
everybody
I
knows
love
about
that.
science and they know about doctors. Like, yo, you're a musician. Let's just do that. Get back on tour because you can't become a doctor that fast during a pandemic.
Yo, but
I respect that people are reading so much about it, but like the conspiracies, there's so much shit on the internet. It's such a dark fucking rabbit hole sometimes. It's like with everything that's happening over the past year, Here, I have a question for you. Do you still have to go do auditions since you're so good?
Absolutely.
Dang.
Wow.
Not my favorite thing to do.
I wouldn't.
And
Yeah.
and what
It's
and go back, was Hustle and Flow like your first, not saying big movie, but put you out there into that world? Like,
It's a good story.
Let's hear it. I love
Hustle
this
and
shit.
Flow. I was a hand-me-down. Are you familiar with a hand-me-down?
I had some from my brothers, yeah.
That's right. We all had a hand-me-down handed to us. Maybe it came from your brother. Maybe it came from a friend. So the part was offered to another actress, and she was getting married at the time, so she didn't want
No, we
to
trying to say
play.
no names, we're good.
She didn't want to play
she's
a
have to do that.
prostitute.
Really?
She didn't want to. No, she was getting married. She didn't want to play a
Yeah,
prostitute.
that makes
It wasn't something bad. I just asked what.
Over here, I'll do it. I'll do it.
you
Yeah,
killed it. Though.
I got the sweet hand-me-downs. Most of my roles have been hand-me-downs.
But I think it was meant to be, though. That's all.
Well, that's the thing about you don't want it. One man's junk is another man's treasure.
100%.
And that's that.
And that
Give me
was-
your hand-me-down.
You were like,
I see
shit,
it's just
killed that shit.
meant to do that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
man.
you did it, and that was the reality of it. That person.
I mean, so many actors you wouldn't believe, but it's because they couldn't get, and it's like then the person that ends up, you wouldn't even know the process that it went through, but they were the ones for it.
Right.
But that put you in the spotlight, though, in a sense, correct?
The spotlight.
As far as like being an actress, being out there, that role, like you were already known, but that was like, I don't know, like a major label hit record. I don't know.
Well,
like,
it's
in what
funny you
sense?
should ask that question because it's funny because after all these years, you get older and you start to think about things in life. I was never paid for that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and I said it, and they know that.
How does
so
that happen? You were just like,
Know what that calls for? What hood is this? We'll tell you about that after. Are you fucking for real?
it's just funny because it's the movie that I'm most known for, and I was never paid for it. I made my low budget SAG, whatever that was, but I had points on the back end, but like not like first in points, not after recoupment.
Like a record, like an album.
Never
Yeah.
honored.
And that record, but that movie did really good, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it did well.
But in turn, you made money.
It's not about the money either.
I know.
It's just that, it's just that
Interesting.
everybody, it's like, it's hard. It's like, I know that without one of us, one ingredient in that, it wouldn't have been what it is. That's
Facts.
All. It took all of us, it was a whole mission,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I actually don't mind speaking about because it's not right, But at the same, and then
Wow,
but and poor thing, God bless his soul, John Singleton passed.
Yes.
yeah.
And he was a lovely person, such a goofball. Loved him so much. This isn't anything personal. I don't know what happened. Some accounting debacle.
Wow.
But anyway, it was so much fun. We had a blast.
Yeah, you incredible. And who wrote those songs? Like
3 6 Mafia.
Oh, okay. Songs are so catchy too, man.
Who I adore. They're awesome.
There was that was Taraji P. I forgot she was in there. She was just coming up.
Taraji's amazing. Terrence.
Yeah, Terrence too.
Anthony Anderson.
That's right. It was so incredible. And then in 8 Mile, was that a fun experience? Was that actually shot in Detroit?
Yes.
Sick.
That was really cool.
Do you know anything about Detroit before going
I hadn't been there. No.
Welcome.
No. But I've been
Detroit
there many
Rock City.
times since.
You been?
Mm-hmm. It's very, man, it's gloomy there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but no, you guys.
That's sick.
Marshall Mathers is, he's hilarious. He was so cool. Brittany Murphy was on that, who
Rest in peace.
It was a dear heart, such a dear heart.
And that's right, she was in there.
Yeah, she was rad.
Yeah.
The whole cast was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I just rewatched not too long ago.
Incredible movie, man.
There was another gentleman what was his name? He was part of the crew. He took his life.
Oh wow.
He was like he wore the beanie. He's kind of more like the hippie.
Yeah, he's part of Eminem's crew in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glasses.
I think so. He was kind of like a beatnik, like do you remember?
Yeah.
He took his own life 2 years later. Yeah, I'm just saying, like people go through things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And but yeah, Marshall was amazing, and I remember the first day on set, I walked up. I'm just first AD gets you.
Were you a fan of Eminem?
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. They walked me onto set, and then just kind of released you, and so I went walking up to him, and his bodyguards. Well, it was Paul. I think Paul
Rosenberg.
And then one other was like. Just came right in front, just to block it. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm just playing Janine.
Yeah.
And then, but they must just be so used to, so that was funny.
Yeah, he did good acting. He was great, man.
That's what I was like.
We got a good laugh out of that one.
How the hell?
Well,
he had acting classes before.
Oh man, I just feel like there's some otherworldly,
dude.
Many lives here before stuff.
Because he just seems so natural on screen.
He's smart though, because really smart people listen, and he definitely is very observant. Watches. He wasn't like there, like he was listening to Curtis Hanson, incredible director, taking all the notes. Like he wanted to be great.
I see.
And like humble.
Right.
Very humble.
Seems like it. And he really didn't act after that. Did he do any movies after that? Wow, man.
I think so. I think
it's
he was
hard.
offered everything too. It seems like he was offered a bunch too.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know if he didn't like it. Who knows?
And that song's like one of his biggest songs too. It's from the soundtrack. It's insane. You better chill out, bro. You better chill out, bro.
What song?
And I think it's kind of hard. Like you do a movie about your life and don't do anything after that. It's kind of sick, man.
What didn't do anything after that?
Well, I mean, no, I do another acting after that. No, you know what I mean.
I'm done.
Like how 50 Cent did Get Rich and Die Trying. Now he has all the shows from that. You know what I mean? He continued acting. Eminem just went back to music. I think it's awesome.
I think it's great.
And he killed that shit. Yeah.
I think he's cool because he's never been like, you don't see him out and about. He's just
he's off the
in
grid,
the
man.
cut,
I love that. He still lives in Detroit.
Yeah, maybe,
He's on the
yeah.
gram a little bit promoting things, but he's like not on the gram. Like, yeah, man, he's special. He's
Yeah.
Man, you've done a lot of movies. I was looking at these. I was like, my God.
I'm so lucky. I'm very lucky.
great.
I'm very blessed.
You like doing horror movies?
I do. It's
those are fun.
Yeah.
Because you've done so many. I'm like, wow.
It's fun to be on set of those because in between we joke so much because it's so intense that we just crack the silliest jokes. So yeah, those are fun.
Have you thought about getting into writing movies or directing? Or?
Yeah, I've written a couple of scripts. I've directed a web series that I wrote, and yeah, it's fun. I love all that. I love directing actors because a lot of times when you're like running for chasing the sun, or you know what I mean, like you only get like one take, and an actor is like a car. Like you can't just, you have to warm an actor up and to rob them of a take like that, So I love to just, when I was directing, just like let the actors go, like take it off book. Like I don't care, like just get it, do what you do what you train to do. Because so many times you just get stifled, All right, and cut.
Right.
I just, what? And moving on. Turn it around. Swapping a lens. It's like, what?
This is crazy.
I got mad on Karen one day. Just one day. I held my other... Yeah, I was like, this was my scene, and the sun was going down.
And so they're, whoa, we got to do this.
you get the
I got
emotion
one
of
take.
Dang.
I had all these plans for it.
That would drive me crazy.
Me
Like,
too.
I
Oh, yeah.
was in the studio, and they're like, yo, this
Can you
is
imagine?
it. I can't imagine. They're like, you got to do this take. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Now. and then it's done. Like you don't get to go back because time, that
Time
location's a wrap. Like, what do you? I was shocked.
Where'd you shoot that at?
In Atlanta.
And then Orange is the New Black. You shoot that in New York for real? Wow.
Yeah.
At a prison out there, huh?
It was a set.
Okay. I wanted to believe it's real.
But it might as well have been.
I like Crazy Eyes though. Is that her name?
Oh my gosh.
She was scary when it
Hilarious.
first came out.
It
After
was
that, I thought she was cute. I'm like, oh, she's not even scary anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah.
She won so many awards. So proud of her. What a character, I call her.
Character. Yeah, that was a lot of seasons too, man. That was like a long.
And you make friends from your movies or people that you're like wouldn't expect to be friends. You're like, holy shit, now we're like really good friends.
Yeah, you make friends and then you go on, because we're all, it's like these little short sort of
I got you.
romances, if you will. Not like that, but you get so close day in and day out, and then everybody moves on because people live in different states. Or
is there anyone that stuck like friend wise?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like us meeting bands on tour,
But
same thing.
Some actors, we're just high and by friends, really. We don't. I mean, we act like we care, but we don't really care. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding with you.
Like, oh wow.
So I don't. So when I wrap a film and they go picture wrap and they clap, I literally go, please don't do that thing to me. I don't like it because I don't like to say goodbye to everybody, the whole crew, and I just dip. Yeah, I'm just like, get me out of here.
What did they used to call it? A French exit?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Like people are like, you can't say that anymore. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh gosh, you're gonna be canceled for that one.
All right, canceled.
Do we have another movie? Time Wasted. Is that a new one coming out?
Time wasted.
There's a new. I ran down over here. Not Bring Me Back. I'm trying to think. What those are songs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have.
No, I had
you're talking about
your new movie's coming out.
Last Call.
Last Call. I'm sorry. Yes.
Last Call is coming out. It's coming out March 19th.
Yeah, it's soon.
March 19th.
That's a really good one with Jeremy.
Able to witness.
Yeah, with Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven. He's amazing in it. Hilarious.
And every last one too. You have coming out.
And every last one of them. I have a few. There's another movie called Bobcat Moretti.
My God.
That's coming out. And then there's another one, but I don't know what they've renamed it. It's the working title.
You have a lot of stuff. Wow.
And then Karen. 5.
I'm stoked for Karen, man. That sounds. But the Piven one looks good. I watched the trailer for Piven. That looks awesome.
Yeah, that one's gonna be good. So that's about like a last call. Right. It's about like the gentrification of like a neighborhood. They want to build a casino and just kind of trying to push everybody out, which is kind of, people would be like, what? But this happens.
Happens all the time.
Exactly. So it's pretty relevant and
extremely relevant.
Yeah, it's like a close knit group of friends that really haven't changed much. It's fun.
That's cool.
It's feel good.
Is there anything you learned about yourself or changed about yourself during the pandemic?
Learned or changed?
I don't know. It's just something that.
I learned that Democrats like to eat babies.
I heard about that too.
Come on, man! I didn't make that up.
I'm kidding.
Do you cook? You cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm vegan.
Yeah, I know. Let's get into that.
What?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've learned. I've learned so much. You know, I've learned that I really do enjoy being home and like just cultivating. You know, like taking good care of like your home that you earned and you know you built for yourself and all that, and just finding out like who your true friends are. Right.
That's facts.
And realizing like well, you know, it's just there's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
Turns out.
I do
Count
love
them
being.
on one hand.
When did you move? How long, when did you leave California? How long ago?
California. I'm here.
No, you live in Palm Springs. Oh, there's California. Duh. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I fucked up. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
Editing.
I fucked up. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, guys.
Cute.
I fucked up. I'm sorry. That's Palm Springs. That's right.
It's like only an hour and 48 minutes away.
I know. Shit.
It's beautiful.
Is there any question?
What did you learn? What did you guys learn about yourselves during the pandemic?
I learned how to not stress about things I have no control over, like
nice.
the future of music. Like I'll live in this moment, podcast, be with my family, be healthy, exercise, do my shit. I can control that, but I have no control when I play a show again. So, and that's hard.
Yeah.
But now we're booking shit, so that's good. But if it happens, you know, cross my fingers on that. You know.
That's some good, valuable lessons.
Yeah, it's too much stress for shit. What about you?
To treat myself better, you know. I guess I wasn't really treating myself so well, being too harsh.
What, giving us an example.
I guess a lot of things that Toby was saying about not stressing over things that are out of my hands.
Yeah.
Really getting to enjoy being with myself. You know, a lot of times I'm around people from touring and everything.
Yeah.
It's just all the time. And I found that it's hard. I found out that a lot of people have a hard time being by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I love being by myself.
Interesting.
You know, it's like really enjoyable. And so that discipline of treating myself well daily, you know, becoming a habit, you know, I should be doing this all the time.
I love it. That's really sweet.
Just little things, you know, like, okay, I'm going to make my bed every day. I'm gonna do
I saw that the other day. I was really impressed when I came by. Yeah, it was nice.
It's the little things.
I want to make mine now.
Going on walks, you know.
You walk a lot.
A day, if not more now, like hour and a half, like being in my head and being okay with that, because it can be stressful. You have all these thoughts, but just really taking ease, you know, with like being thankful for like the very positive things, because I hear about all these things happening to people during this pandemic.
True.
I know.
Oh my god. I was like, what am I complaining about? Like, and really staying focused on being positive and giving off that energy, being around positive people. That's a big game changer.
Yeah.
You know, and saying no to things. Like, I was saying yes to a lot of things all the time. Like, I guess I have to do that, you know, like, you got to do that, do that. It's like, no. And I not feel bad about saying no. Like,
That's good, too.
That's huge. There's a power in no.
There really is, man.
So, like, yeah, those little things really helped, and I definitely became a better cook. So.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like self-esteem is the most, you know, is the biggest thing that makes us who we are, you know. Self-love, self-esteem, treating yourself great, that's huge.
Absolutely.
Because then no one can really mess with you at that point, because you're like, you know.
Yeah,
it's true, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
You know, you
not my chair, not my problem.
Right. Do you do a lot of podcasts or interviews?
I mean, I've done a lot of interviews. I've done some
Is there
podcasts.
anything that people haven't asked you that you want to be asked? Why don't they ask me this? I'm always talking about this and this, but they never ask me.
That's a good question.
Not really.
No.
Do you have any top 5 MCs? Or I know you love hip hop too.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any favorites?
Yeah. Nas.
Yes.
One.
He's my top.
Greatest rapper of all time.
Dude, that's my number one.
Wow.
Too. My number one.
So we got Nas.
Fucking crazy.
Notorious B.I.G.
He's my top 5.
Obviously. I'm a huge fan of Tribe Called Quest.
Yo, man, who is this girl? Look.
And you know I love De La Soul. Come on.
Dude, what the fuck, man? She's on my top 5.
I know. And that's the thing. I could go so many. Are we talking about?
You're like a 90s head.
Super.
That's so great. We have all the same shit. It's
I
crazy.
kind of love Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Right. That's
About to have the 30th anniversary of their first album right now.
I mean, and it's like I could point out each, which one, but I love, I do love the Far Side
That's
too,
that's strong. Strong, man.
But that was just MCs and rappers.
Yeah.
And
Biggie, Nas, dude, the best.
definitely like a little bit more East Coast vibes.
You can tell.
But my brother, I grew up listening to Kwame, Fresh Prince, Big Daddy Kane.
Yes.
All that.
Yes.
My brother's like your age.
Okay.
So.
You like Mobb Deep and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I mean,
yeah.
2 turntables and a microphone. My brother's like a break dancer, like
nice.
the whole shebang.
So he never got back into music?
He does music, but
Okay.
it's just on that level,
Right.
Yeah.
And she said Nas, man. I love her even more. Like all the top 5.
That's
It's all
wild.
my shit.
Nice.
It's so good. I mean, one of my questions: are you an optimist or pessimist? But I know that you're super positive.
I can be both, though.
Yeah.
I just think that life is a balance. It's not about pessimist. It's just that I can be serious too. I can be happy and upbeat, but I also like to like keep it real too.
Yeah.
I don't like to just like go on the surface like, oh, life is just dandy.
Totally.
Because it's not all the time,
It's not.
And that's the thing is that you have to feel things like a cloud passes. All emotions are beautiful, happiness, even anger, tears. So long as it passes. You feel it, let it pass. But when you suppress things is when you snap.
Yeah, you seem super in tune with
Snap
yourself. Your mind, your body, and everything. You're super spiritual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
You're very calm.
Oh.
I mean, maybe today you're calm, yeah.
No, I'm calm. I'm very calm, actually.
Do you have
Come a long way with that one.
Yeah. Are you sober person too?
Sober? No. Like straight edge like you?
No, I mean like go to meetings, or are you
No.
sobriety person? Okay,
No,
yeah.
but I'm not like some crazy addict.
Yeah. Awesome. Have any regrets?
Oh, so many.
Some people say no. They're like, I went through stuff I've been through. It's not a regret. You know what I mean? Stuff that I've been through, like.
You're right. A lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I definitely love the thought of like going through stuff. It makes you stronger, but there's certain things you don't need to repeat again and again and again.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's
you just
true.
Keep getting the same results. Like, damn it.
Yeah.
Did it again.
Do you have any regrets, Derek?
Me? I guess I could find some.
Hey, don't. If you don't,
Yeah.
they're not sitting there on the top.
Exactly. It's true. They're
You're
not there really.
fine.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't have any regrets I can think of.
Do you have any daily rituals?
Daily rituals. Not that I can think of at this very.
You a coffee
moment.
person?
Not really.
I don't
Do you
know.
have any animals?
Yes.
You have
Yeah, she
4.
does. Yeah.
4.
I have 2 rescue senior dogs, bonded pair that I rescued, adopted, and 2 rescue cats.
Excellent.
And they all love each other.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Happy family.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you decide?
I was gonna ask her that. I was just gonna say that next. Yeah. What inspired you to go vegan? Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well, I was I've been vegetarian pretty much since I was 13.
Sick.
And that was because I got detention a lot in 7th grade. So I met one fine day. I was very disruptive. I got class clown in 7th and 8th grade. And then after my dad died, I went from being like, yeah, to just sleeping every day on my desk. Like it was
Wow.
like,
Night and day.
yeah, that's how that manifested. But anyway, so my being disruptive, one fine day, the PE teacher, because it was like, I don't know, she was looking over detention that day.
Mm-hmm.
So she threw down like a stack of magazines, and it was all about like animal cruelty.
wow.
And like this is how random. And it was like a story about like a cow going to slaughter, and they named the damn cow as like Ruth or something. And and just like, and I read it, and I was, just before you know it, I'm just like,
Really?
yeah, and I never really. My mom said I never liked meat. I'd always douse my anything in just sauce. Like I never liked flesh like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm an O negative blood type, and an O negative blood type is like a really intense meat eater by nature.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
And probably why I never grew to be, my potential size. and stuff.
I didn't know about the blood. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's a blood type that like requires like bloody meat, rare.
Wow.
But as if, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not going to happen. And I was sort of forced into plant-based, meaning I met a person that was really mean, like a mean vegan. I'm sure you've encountered
like a
them.
preachy, like
Don't
judgmental.
Preachy, mean, abusive,
I don't like,
abusive
that.
vegan.
it's the worst. I'm sorry.
So I was abused into being a vegan, but it was fine because I was already a vegetarian. And I learned through this person that, like, I think a lot of people have a misconception about veganism, that you have to like eat like a rabbit, like just lettuce and
Totally.
you know, and it's not
Totally.
even like that. So this particular person like taught me how to eat off the children's menu basically, but as a vegan, like you too can have like macaroni and cheese and chicken tenders, let's say, and a grilled cheese sandwich, all vegan. But
Totally.
like basically kind of shifted my perception of veganism, and I was like, I could do this. And then once you know, yeah, sort of once you know after that, you
No
just
going back. Yeah.
you know, even if you, it's just once you know, and it just depends. Some people do it for diet purposes. Some people do it because of the animals. I personally do it because of animals.
Me too.
And you know, not a lot of people do it for that reason. So it's hard. You have to be when you're trying to sort of like talk to somebody about veganism, you know, you have to be very tailor specific to, you know, why.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so for people that don't give a crap about animals because of whatever issues they have, sociopathic,
Yeah.
right, which is a whole other horse of
Totally.
another color. I always say, well, how about this? All right, so I say this. Meat is dead. It's dead matter, right? Dead. So if we're all born to die, right? No one's getting out of here alive. So why would you want to put dead matter inside of your body when that's the inevitable, right? It's because meat literally rots in your colon to where you get colon cancer.
Yep.
You know, people don't chew their food enough. So meat can get stuck in your damn colon for 20 years.
Yeah. Man.
And so many people die of colon cancer. So if it's not for the animals, it's like you just want to eat live foods. And then people go, all right, fine. Well, when you cut off a plant,
I can't,
right?
I can't stand
Here we
that,
go.
man. Oh my
when
God.
you cut off a plant, I go, what? It grows back. But what happens when you cut off a cow's head? Does it
Exactly.
grow back? No, because it's dead. Dead
Great
matter, dead this, dead that, right?
Great point.
Great point.
And so then they're like, oh, and then you start, like, you guys know a sunflower, right? They
Mm-hmm.
literally follow the sun. So you want to eat live foods because you want to live.
Yeah. She broke that shit down. Yeah. It's
And that's
great.
just how I have to do it with people that, because if they don't, you know, some people you just say, if you knew what they did, if you want to know how they get dairy, truly,
Yeah. It's brutal.
you know what I mean?
People don't even think about the dairy part. I think it's just the meat. Don't eat meat, but the dairy is just as bad or worse
It's
the way they treat
worse.
animals.
And
Yeah.
how they rape the cows to get it. Because, you know, you have to be stimulated to make milk.
Yeah.
So you don't have a baby sucking on your udders. How else do you think that they're getting the milk?
Yeah.
Not in a way that is through any tenderness or homeostasis, if you will,
Yeah.
or if you won't. So it's just like, I don't know. There's just so many ways to skin a cat.
It's crazy that like it's crazy humans.
You lost me there. And,
It's crazy how humans drink cow's milk, like a breast of cow's milk, and then
Mucus.
and that
drink other animals.
it's so weird that that's a normal thing to drink milk from a cow's. It's crazy that it's just the normal way.
But
I hate that.
But
It's
a
the
cow,
worst.
but a cow doesn't eat meat at all,
No, I know.
and they're the most tender, sweetest.
And don't, I mean, adult cows aren't sucking on udders either.
No, I'm just saying, but they rip
Yeah,
the
I mean,
baby.
no, I'm just saying in general, like, there's adult people like, I need milk.
Yeah, I know. I mean, how many times can you, exhaust?
Well, even animals, they grow out of that.
Yeah, like easy.
It's like, no.
I'm an old ass lady now.
I like how vegans now they're like, talking crap about the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Burger and not supporting McDonald's and all this place. But what do you want? Do you want this place you want people to kill less animals? Like, don't go eat it. You don't have to go eat it. It's not for everybody. It's not for vegans. It's for meat eaters to try something that's vegan that tastes actually good. It's not a dry ass Boca Burger from 1992. So we're making better products. We're making better products for people to have vegan stuff.
Let me put this.
It's not just for
Wait,
vegans.
what was your point though?
My point's like how vegans are dissing Impossible and Beyond and these fake meats and like don't support McDonald's.
Like meat. Why are they making products that are
And, like,
trying to be like meat?
You don't have to go to Burger. Don't go buy it. Other people buy the Whopper. Don't buy it then. It's not just for you. It's for meat eaters to have something that's not meat that tastes good.
Or it's for people that need to get some fast food, and what a great option.
I know.
I
just feel like vegans can be the worst critics of vegans. Like
destroying the planet.
Like vegans hurt other vegans. It's like the most harsh critics of each other, and it's like.
True.
I know.
It's about the animals. This ain't about you. It's about the fucking animals. It's about saving lives.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're saving lives with the Whopper at Burger King, that's amazing. That's the goal, right? It's not.
It's just
People did. It's about like they get on their stools and they're it's all about me and.
Be the devil's advocate.
Okay,
Why would you support those companies that are killing animals as well?
True.
But you don't have to. Nobody's telling you to go buy the fucking Whopper. But it's an option for people who want to try vegan food.
And I know when I was in Atlanta, not a super vegan friendly territory. So I'm not gonna lie, I got a Burger King Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
And thank heavens for that option. But you're not wrong about what you just said about that but at the same time, I already know that so many people are getting closer and closer to realizing this, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely a process, a learning process, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Nah.
And I don't expect the whole world to be vegan also.
Right.
Well, I do.
So
No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's great that people are eating less.
It's like, what if the whole world farted at once?
Wow.
At once.
Be a disaster. Utter disaster.
But we are going at a great.
Like I know my friend, she has iron problems, but she's vegan.
Right.
But you
So
feel like
Oh yeah, I'm always cold. Always cold. My skin takes forever to heal if I have like even a paper cut on it.
Or a tattoo or anything like that. It takes a long time.
Yeah, actually.
Sounds like diabetes.
Getting my tattoo, and I've sat through many tattoos.
Wow.
I've never thrown up before, but I do eat a lot of Oreos in my vegan diet.
It's okay. You do what you gotta do,
That's what I
man.
hand to people.
Well, that's iron for you.
I'm like, here's a pack of Oreos.
And those are vegans. They're vegan by default. They're original, man. The Oreos have always been vegan.
that.
It's really
I
cool.
put this question to. I mean, did you like the taste of meat? I mean, no. You
No, gosh, no. Mm-mm.
You, Toby.
Nah, I don't remember liking it. My mom made meatloaf in the house, and we make McDonald's once in a while, but it wasn't.
Because
a thing.
they've been developing this meat now where it's from cells of cows.
Oh yeah.
To a lab, and then they zap it like a muscle would be zapped
Mm-hmm.
normally, like from working out and stuff. And so you're growing the meat, and it's coming from a cow, and it's flesh, it's meat.
Okay.
But
How are
it's
they
not
treating that
from
cow?
killing the cow. What's that?
How are they treating
And
it?
then where does the cow go then?
Yeah. How's it?
No, it's just getting the cells from the cow. It's like, oh, let's get this
Like
from
skin
cell.
cells, or they?
Yeah, and it's just like, let's grow
Huh.
from those cells of a cow.
Interesting.
And so they're able to create meat
Interesting.
now
Okay.
that's where no animal was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Not a massive amount of water was used in order to create it. It's not
And
destroying
the grazing,
planet.
but then there's still a cow that needs to eat and graze.
That's fine. They can. They're just getting the cells from it.
Right.
You can sit there and graze. But
So in these and it has it's all there.
it's all there.
Weird. What's it called?
Genetic meat. I don't.
But what-
lab meat. They don't. have
Sounds
a
like
specific name, but-
transhumanism to me.
But it's something that's, there are certain vegans or people that are like, that, I would never eat that.
So
I
don't.
know. I don't know if I would.
Yeah, I know
I
it's.
was asking meaters, like, what would be the difference? I was like, actually, it's like,
Will you
if
look that up?
put that out there,
Can you fact check
probably
this?
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Like, if you put that in front of a meat eater, they're like, oh, you're so adamant about eating meat.
Right.
What-
It sounds like
what's the difference?
astronaut food almost. Like it's like
yeah.
It's a crazy thing. I wouldn't eat it. Even if
sounds
I did eat
expensive.
meat. It would be expensive. It is expensive now because the process takes some time.
Right.
But no, could be less cows being slaughtered, correct?
There'd be no cow slaughter.
So that's the whole point. We don't have to eat it, but other people.
Right.
Yeah, it's like.
There's an option for people who want meat.
Got it.
Cultured meat is a meat meat produced by in vitro cell culture of animal cells instead of from slaughtered animals. So they're still getting hurt. They still have to get.
Yeah, they got to get a scraping inside the cheek.
Interesting.
That's what vegans won't like.
Yeah, interesting.
It's a way where an animal doesn't have to
Same
be
tissue
killed.
engineering technique.
I do think people are becoming more conscious about what they're eating these days, for sure.
So there's
know?
and then there's like I noticed there's another thought about that is like there's a lot of estrogen in soy.
Yes.
So it's a no. Are they trying to like make us all a bunch of wimps?
No.
No, I think it's blown out of proportion.
What the soy causes, you mean?
Yeah.
That's been talked about for like 20 years, right? The estrogen in the soy.
You know what? It's a balance, you know.
Right.
It's really finding that balance that's good for you. Each person is a little bit different, and you have to experiment. It's good to experiment to figure out what works best for you, and that takes time. I know that I spent many years not knowing and thinking about it and eating poorly.
Are you vegan?
Yes.
Just kidding.
Like,
Do you like Dr. Sebi?
Oh, yeah.
You right? Yeah. He was the man.
How many years you been vegan for now?
Well, I started vegetarian. I was 15. Same time I started growing dreads.
Damn.
Comb your hair, and you don't eat meat. I was like, what is wrong with
And
you?
a skateboard?
They're like, and you don't drive.
And
Don't eat meat.
who is this black flag?
Listen to this black metal music. And
Black
there's
flag.
people in the band.
What happened to you?
It's like, what is going on?
What went
man?
terribly-
Crazy.
So what? So that was the 80s then, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was 80s. But I had an uncle who was completely vegan, and I remember him coming to the
In
house.
the 80s?
In the 70s.
Oh,
He was like
wow,
old
that's
school vegan. He used to
sick.
just come to the house like, I'm good. You don't have to make me anything. He'd always have his own stuff.
How
I was always
cute.
curious, like, what's that?
How did you get into that, you
I
think,
know.
way back then?
He was really like
Was it part religion or something back then?
Yes.
he
Or
was just really into reading a lot of different
That's
books
sick.
about life,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
He was reading all that stuff back then.
Like you are what you eat.
yeah.
The aliens don't like meat eaters.
I wouldn't think so.
And I'm here to please the aliens.
Really? They don't like meat eaters?
No. They're like little plants, you know? Like
Yeah.
I feel, you know, I feel like they don't like that. I don't know
Yeah.
if we weren't even born with like canines.
No.
Like I
No.
feel like we were born as herbivores
I agree with that.
and then adapted into, you know.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely looks that way.
It just feels
I mean,
Right?
The anatomy of the human body.
it just feels good to live like a cruelty-free life, knowing that we don't hurt anybody and hurt anything
Aw.
and do our best. You know what I mean?
You know, it's not only just one thing. It's like, like you're saying, the planet, animals, the mentality of like your being, of how you feel about yourself and the other things around you, and taking all of that in consideration. You know, it's definitely a learning process for me. Like I had to learn about the fact of when I first started, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this as an experiment, and then I started learning about how it was affecting the planet.
Yeah.
And things like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wear this leather anymore. I started to feel really bad about it. And I was like, and then learning about the process of how they get it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm definitely not wearing this.
Yeah.
And just being okay with it. There's so many more options now than from when
Totally.
we started,
True.
you know, so it's becoming much easier.
Yep.
And I think that's great. You know, I love the fact that people are just like, oh, we have one day a week where we're not eating meat. And I'm like, yes.
It's something
So
to
cool.
start.
huge.
Yeah.
It's
Love
something
it.
to start. And I don't judge them or anything. I'm just like applauding them because they never did that before.
That's huge.
I know.
You know, it's
It's
huge.
huge.
I hated like when Beyonce and Jay-Z went vegan for like 30 days, and then people started posting pictures of them wearing like leather and fur. I'm like, yo, dude, let them try. At least they're trying,
Really?
dude.
Just
Like,
kick
imagine
down?
if she went vegan. Like, yeah, she started like a vegan catering company now, but they tried, but they were just getting blasted
Nice.
in the media about like, well, she's wearing shoes. Yo, she's been vegan a week. Leave her alone, dude.
And how do we know it's not a vegan leather?
I
You
know,
they
I
look
know.
so real now.
But just people just like jump on people. Like, let people
to
take
jump.
take it slow, try it out, see if you like it. It's like, because once you make that jump, it's like for life, you know.
Mhm.
Like I would never. I don't know if like somebody said, would you eat meat or try alcohol? That's a fucked up question. No, I'm saying no because I never tried anything.
Right.
So if somebody asked me that question, that's a hard thing. Like, I would never eat an animal, man. I could never do it, man. You
They
know?
always put you in that scenario. If you're on an island,
Exactly. Exactly.
and
I would.
only thing you can eat
I know.
is meat.
What if you were in that movie Alive?
You're like,
Would
that
you?
movie's
Would you
sick.
have eaten your?
That's such a great movie. Wow, man.
Remember that one?
Yeah, what would I eat though?
I mean, you know what happened.
I know I'd have to do that. I mean, back then I have to do that.
You know,
I could eat
but you
snow.
know what I mean, though.
That's like life. Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's yeah.
I know.
That's gnarly, man.
Can't do it.
I know. I think we covered a lot of stuff. What are some of the stuff that's coming up?
Serious editing here.
No, we're chilling, man. We're chilling. The Carrie movie comes out. What else comes out next? The Last Call comes out 1st, correct?
March 19th.
Yeah.
March.
And that's with Jamie Kennedy, and Piven.
Kennedy, Jeremy Piven,
Dope.
Bruce Dern,
Okay.
Zach. How do I say freaking Zach's last name? It's long and he's awesome. Sorry, Zach.
Zach Snuffleupagus, what the guy's name is? I'm just kidding.
Here, I'll show
You
you.
know his name?
Yeah, his last name's hard to pronounce.
You got any more questions, Derek?
I believe that's it for.
Let me check my notes though. Since
Zach Mcgowan.
okay. Zach Mcgowan.
Yeah, he's the star of it. Him and Jeremy. And it's really funny.
Yeah, that's cool. Seeing Jeremy in the movie, that's cool.
I haven't
That's really
seen Jeremy
cool.
in a movie in a while. He's really funny.
Yeah, he's super funny.
He does a lot of stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
he's
he does,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Entourage, all that
I
shit.
think he's misunderstood too. Like I remember being on set, like, you know,
Him back then?
No, like I didn't know if he was like, mean or something. But that's again, like just the rumors people start about people.
Yeah.
Greatest guy ever, sweetheart, happy.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you
But see,
think is
I
the
think-
biggest misconception of you that people think that you are a certain way?
Just that
That's a
I
good question, right?
Which one?
Good question.
This-
Misconception.
Of you.
Yeah, I'm probably that that I am the characters that I play. Pretty much,
Yeah.
and that I'm basically like white trash through and through,
Hello.
Wow.
But, and that bothers me a little bit, but at the same time, not anymore because I know who I am.
Yeah.
At this point, it used to. Oh my gosh, it used to bother me. I used to cry and cry. Why can't I play the pretty girl? I used to get so upset with my agents, my manager. I'm not a character actress. These are things. These are all hangups all through my 20s and 30s, and I was turning down roles left and right, and I stopped working.
Right.
So it's like, and I was like, fine. But at the same time, and something I did learn through COVID is like, I don't want to kill myself anymore in movies. I don't want to die of drug overdoses. I don't want to be killed, like flagrantly without like a purpose, like in the film, a pivotal. Because I think that life imitates art, and I think you have to be really careful because when you put your heart and soul, because we know about The Secret, right? What you visualize, what you think, you can literally create your entire existence in the best way. You really can have whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
And that's what's so incredible. So you can also, like, let's say I'm acting, right? And I'm putting all my heart and soul into it. You have the feelings, the butterflies in your stomach, you're on set and I'm there to kill myself, right? Because I'm in character. How does the universe know the difference? When you're putting your all into it, right? It's like the same as like fight or flight mode. Like, how does your body know the difference if you're picking up a car off of a baby or if you're just paranoid one night? You're still secreting the same hormone that gives you fight or flight mode. So it's just like, I don't want to expect my own mind to compartmentalize things so much anymore. I want to be a little nicer to myself and stop doing that to myself. So I'm been really funny about the roles I take and making sure that there's a redeeming quality. Like, for instance, rather than being a patient in the rehab, I'd rather be the counselor.
Yeah.
I still will. I know that people are used to seeing me in a certain setting, but I don't want to be the victim anymore. I don't want to be the down and out one. I want to be like the hope or, the
I love
faith
that.
in it. So
That's really important.
these are big adjustments that, I don't know how it'll go over, but no is a powerful, the word no is a powerful thing. It really is. And
that's great position to do that. Just pick and choose what you want to do too, right?
I mean, it's not, I don't have it like that.
Okay.
It's just easy. I wish. But yeah, I turned down 2 roles in a row. One, because it wanted me to go to the Cayman Islands for like 6 weeks. And I know that sounds a certain way, but I love my animals too much. And my life and my routine and just, I have learned a lot about that. Like, that's 6 weeks away from myself,
You're right.
and
It's a long time.
Yeah, so I've turned that down. I didn't love one part of the script, and they weren't willing to change it. And then there was another script that I turned down because she was kind of a derelict. I mean, she had some redeeming stuff, but it was like, I've done this, you know?
It's really awesome to hear because there's so many actors I think that are incredible. And I'm just so disappointing at times to see certain movies that they're taking, certain parts where I'm like, why did they do... Again,
Yeah.
It's not always their fault.
Yeah, I realize that now, like meeting so many actors out here, and I'm like, damn it! I'm like, you're such a versatile actor. You know, you're pigeonholing yourself into one specific type, where everybody keeps coming back to you. Like,
They're typecast,
yes,
right?
And it sucks because I see a lot of certain black actors as well. They would talk about this. So like, I'm always the pimp, always the, you know, the, you know,
And
the,
girls are usually the girlfriend or the wife,
right?
you know?
Just like, enough of the, you know, like I just want to see them as a fan. I would love to see them do other stuff. And what they're capable of doing, and I know they would kill it. But sometimes they're just not getting offered those parts.
It's true.
Yeah.
And you have to make a living.
Yes.
So it's such a catch-22,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I saw like, I was watching something. I was like, why did Ice-T do like Leprechaun like in the hood? You know, and I was just like, I guess.
We were watching him last night on Jimmy Fallon. Was that it? He was hilarious.
I'm like, who
His
was
bagel.
the person that got this made?
You know, he
Like,
probably...
I really want to meet that. Like, who was the person? Like, okay, I know there was Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3, but this one's gonna take place in the hood.
With Ice-T.
We're getting Ice-T.
Oh my God, dude.
I just want to see it's like, can you see it in the hood though? Not in space, because we did Leprechaun in space. This one's in the hood. Like, I just want to.
I can't with this. That's hilarious.
And I watched it.
Is it what?
Like, I gotta watch it.
Like
It was good.
Of course not. No, but it was really. I mean, it was the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, I'm watching everything.
Was
Yeah,
he funny,
sure.
though? He's kind
Sure.
of funny,
He's
right? Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this.
That's hilarious. That's
But
hilarious.
those type of stuff, I mean, it happens. You know, like, you gotta make a living.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you have
Yeah.
a favorite role you played?
For sure. I think Hustle and Flow is definitely one of them. And Cleveland Abduction. I'm
gonna watch that one.
So good.
Watching that.
It's so much easier to be in the movie more than less. I know that sounds really weird, but I do much better when I'm in every frame. Hint. Just kidding. Sometimes it's hard to just do like one line.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because it's like revving up an engine. So any role, I've just had a lot of screen time because you just get into it. You just care more. You know.
Yeah.
Just fun.
That movie's great, man. So
fun
glad I got to
times.
watch that again.
Which one?
The Hustle and Flow.
Oh,
Yeah. I just forgot how dark it was, and
it's not that dark. Is it?
maybe I'm just too sensitive now. But yeah, maybe
I
back
think
then it
it's
wasn't.
hopeful.
Yeah, it's hopeful. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. It is. It's a
Did you
good
ever
turnaround.
see his other movie after that with Samuel L. Jackson and Christina Ricci?
Yep.
Black Sing Moan?
Yes.
That was cool.
I don't think
I was
I saw
wow,
that.
was disturbing.
Yeah, that was the same director right
Okay.
after that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Craig
Wow.
Brewer. Yeah, that was cool.
That was heavy.
Right?
Yeah.
I have to check that one out. Just send me that one of your dark lists.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have
That-
to see that.
Yeah.
I'll definitely put that.
And the one about Cleveland too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That role, I was like,
And do you have new music out now? You working on?
I don't have any out right now. But
Okay.
I have a bunch of unreleased songs, but yeah.
You think about doing that, releasing them?
Maybe I recently, man, you know, like this has been during COVID when everyone like, oh, I'm going to go back to school or I'm going to cultivate this or this or that. I literally like, I got to a place where I'm like, what do I want to do with the latter part of my life? Like truly, like, how do I want to take this one out? You know, like
Got you.
ride this thing till the wheels fall off. And, you know, and maybe not acting, you know, I learned a lot about how corrupt our business is during this time. It really hurt me. I was shocked because I haven't experienced a lot of the things that I've been hearing about. You know, a lot of I've been through some weird stuff, but I've never, knock on wood, never really been through a lot of things that a lot of these women have been through.
Gotcha.
You know, thank goodness.
Yes.
You know, and just like, just knowing that there's just a whole like underbelly of it all.
oh yeah.
Like the swamp.
Yeah.
And just and it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's
It's
sad.
pretty disturbing. Yeah.
It's sad to think that something this entertainment industry that's so dazzling is literally like run by the CIA, and it's all a big MK Ultra mind control programming your mind, you know, and just that, and God forbid you try to implement some type of different thought, then, you know, you're canceled.
Yeah.
You know, just for even being like, well, did you ever think that maybe blah, blah, blah? No. As if. Have you ever tried to flip the food pyramid the other way? Mm-hmm. Think about that one.
That's a good one, too. That's true, too.
Just flip it upside down. But yeah, just, I love acting and everything, but man, I have been left feeling so empty sometimes, and it's like all that. The best part is when on action, and you're just, if the role and the writing connects, and you're in that place at that right time, and you transcend, and that is the biggest lack of all ego. There's no ego involved, and that is the utmost freedom. Because I'm very shy, to be honest, but on action and all the monsters, I call them monsters in the cameras. There's one monster, there's another. When you can just shut it all out and completely lose yourself, which
no pun intended.
In a good way, though.
Yes.
So long as you come back.
Yeah.
That's heaven.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't even.
You know the drill, like when you're on stage and you.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't happen every time, but it's enough to keep you hooked.
Agreed.
You know?
I can't wait to go on stage again. It's going to be magical, emotional, or maybe it's going to be scary or sketchy or
no, it'll be magical and emotional.
I cannot wait,
and
man.
exciting.
Just to know there's something going to happen soon. Like,
of course.
We don't have that for a year and a half. It's pretty, I don't know. It's hard to not get depressed a little bit about it.
It's like a climax for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah. It's true. It's going to be. You have no shows booked in the future right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, for the end of the year, it's like 50-50 chance. But I think the one thing from learning about the whole lockdown and everything, and I love music, and I always felt that that's the only thing that I have to do. And
like, well, who are you without it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I realized, that there's other things I want to do because of the lockdown. And I think one thing I love about music is the fact that you're able to give a piece of yourself.
100%.
And I think there's other things that I like learn to give, like during a lockdown and things like that I can give to other people that can help in a lot of ways. And that's something that's really I want to do more of. Like, because you were talking about like, what else can I do? Mm-hmm. There should be a lot of things I could do that can benefit a lot of people, or at least help. So from like learning the vegan lifestyle, plant-based lifestyle was one thing, like developing a TV show about that and traveling and getting feedback from that is great, from people like, wow, I changed up, like how I'm eating a little bit and those things. I'm like, it's like life-changing and helpful in a way. I was like, man, I really want to pursue this more, like this is something that's great that helps a lot of people, this positive way of living or thinking, where it's just has an impact. And
or just teaching people that don't come from a lot that, that how to eat that way too, because it can be known as to be a very expensive lifestyle, but there's a way.
Nobody was teaching me, so it's
true.
I mean, I think that would be beautiful, And the thing is, I have so many things I want to do. It's just, where do you start? But it was weird because during the pandemic, like, I loathed looking in my studio at my guitars and I just was like, nobody cares. You know what I mean? It went the opposite way.
Right.
Yeah.
I went on a complete writer's block, and I don't know. It wasn't like depression or anything. It was just like, this is the time to figure out. Because I always knew deep down that acting wasn't like my destiny, that there was something bigger. Like, this is just, and I'm not putting it down because I have to tread lightly. It's just, in life there's lily pads. A frog, you ever play Frogger? You just
man.
Beep, 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 beep. And this has just been a season in my life. It's been beautiful. But I don't know if I want to subscribe to the corruption of this business and just looking around at all the people it's ruined.
Right.
Yeah. And this, all the sadness and the people that have been so let down, like my brother, and just like, look at you guys just chew people up and spit them out without a thought in your mind.
Yeah.
It's
true.
And just seeing losing friends like Brittany Murphy and other friends that I've had, like, just, you know, you think about what they did to Michael Jackson. Like, that's one of my heroes. Like, yeah, and it is. And I don't believe the things that they say about him, you know, and that's a choice. And I think that people pick on people, and or they see money, like what you're talking about, and then they just create problems, you know?
Yeah.
And that dude was sensitive. Like, no wonder he wanted to be put to sleep, because he couldn't sleep, because he was tormenting all the lies, you know? And it's just like, this business is very, very unhealthy at times. So because taking better care of myself, I'm just like, I don't know about you anymore all the way. You know?
I don't like you no more.
You're cool here and there.
Yeah. I mean, you did a lot. I mean, new chapter. And but I think you're a great singer. You have a good voice. I think you should definitely not give up singing. It's probably a good way to vent and get things out for sure for you. Yeah. It's very therapeutic music, you know?
Absolutely.
I'm glad we have that outlet, you know?
Do you guys believe in God?
It's a great question. Let me think about my answer. You go first, Derek. I'm going to think about it.
I believe in some type of a God. I don't know if it's the type of God that we're used to hearing about from a Bible or Quran or anything like that, but I believe there's a power that exists around us that's bigger than us. You know, obviously, you know, that somehow all this is happening, you know, without our, you know, I haven't done anything to create this. None of us have, but it exists, and I believe that it's something I don't have to fully understand. You know, there's a lot of things in lives that I'm not going to be able to comprehend, and I'm okay with that. So
yeah,
I definitely feel that, you know, the idea of giving and love and things like that are probably the top of the reason why we're here, to really learn how to give.
Yeah.
And I've seen how the force of that has an impact on the planet. It's contagious. You know, that love and that giving, when you're able to kind of put yourself like, I'm nothing and I just want to give, you know, or like nothing in the sense that you don't have that ego that exists around us. And I think it's something it's a learning process that I'm going through. It's like, wow, the more I give, the better I am at giving to people and not thinking so much of my own self and in my head, the better I feel. And I feel that has an impact. You know, I see it. You know, it's just like, wow, people, it's such a strong energy. And I think that's bigger than all of us. And so it's some type of God that I feel that exists from that.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you feel like scared or worried or hopeless, let's say, which I'm not insinuating you ever do, what do you turn to?
I guess I turn to that love of my life. It's like, wow, all the positive things and people that have been there for me, you know, that's what I think of first. You know, I'm like, oh, wow, well, if everything's going to be over and done, you know, like at least I had a fantastic, you know, memories.
So you have a lot of gratitude.
Absolutely.
I do too. I
have a question about that. Like, so you've been in a position where you're like, oh my God, this is it. Like, on
my plane crash?
Yeah.
Yeah, the JetBlue one, yeah.
Yeah. So what was going on when you're in your head there? Like, like what was the scenario? Because I don't know.
Were you always believed in God your whole life?
No, I didn't believe in God as I know him now. At that point, you know.
Okay.
At that point now.
Yeah, I wasn't like thinking about that.
So what happened? What was the scenario? You got on the plane.
So,
One fine day, we took off from Burbank.
Okay.
And what's funny is I'm the worst at this. I changed the flight because it was too early, so I pushed it about an hour.
Right.
Yep, that's right.
You changed the flight.
I changed the flight 1 hour later, and that would be the one.
And so where was the flight going?
We were going to New York. It was me and my publicist, also my best friend, because we grew up since 7th grade, and she became publicist, and so we had each other.
That's awesome.
So you're flying, and where were you about when?
We took off from Burbank Airport, and pretty much right when you know the wheels are up and we're in the sky. You know, all the TVs came on because it's JetBlue, and you start seeing everyone's watching their programs. Yeah, everyone's watching their programs and news, maybe MTV, whatever your preference is.
Right.
You know, and all of a sudden, before the pilot came on, I remember I was looking over to the right, and I noticed that there was breaking news on the TV screen, and it was an a plane in the sky.
Wow.
And all of our TVs, like, because it was on every channel.
Yeah.
Well, it was our plane.
What?
Wow.
Yep. And he comes on, and he barely said anything, this pilot, okay? Because he saved our lives, so imagine the stress he was under. But he said that there was some type of a light malfunction, and that the wheels weren't going up. So they turned, but then they never, they just stuck the wrong, like that way.
And he was explaining this.
No, very,
okay.
like... Oh.
Keep you guys calm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he was like,
okay, whatever that means. But they were looking like, and and you see our wheels down on the news and everything, and slowly the rumble around the cabin, like that's like we're in serious freaking trouble. So then he comes back on maybe like 20 minutes later and says that it's so ground patrol. My brother, of course, got the whole podcast. Told, the ground patrol to us was saying, you're fine, proceed to JFK. It's just a light malfunction. And he kept saying, for the safety of my passengers, I need to confirm this. And this is like a red copy, this went back and forth. He was insistent. So then we flew over Long Beach where they went out on the watchtower with binoculars. And lo and behold, our wheels were dangling out and it wasn't a light malfunction.
So the landing gear
Dude.
It was stuck.
It was stuck.
But
it
it
was open
turns.
where you could land. No.
Turns.
Turn sideways.
So
Gotta be so shook.
So then we flew around. So then that was that. And we all knew at that point what was happening. And so we flew around for about 3 or 4 hours to burn off fuel, like at a low enough. But they never all the whole time people were going to the bathroom because, when you're nervous, people and you use the restroom.
I'd be going crazy.
Were people praying?
Oh yeah, there's all different types of emotions going on. It was wild. The lady that was sitting at the window, her nervous energy was that she wouldn't stop talking, and she kept talking about her husband's a sailor and he's out at sea. He leaves for a month. He's not gonna believe this. That. It just, you know what I mean? That was her thing.
Nervous chatter, yeah.
And then my publicist was listening to the news, which was the most, now I know all about sensationalism. Like, well, if they don't die, they'll be badly burned. Just how they keep you hooked. So I wouldn't listen to that. She was, I think we're going to be all right, Taryn. So they talked about foaming the runway. They talked about everything under the sun, what they were going to do. And I just remember the time when we were about to land, and that was that. And it was like, I don't know if you ever had to go in like the brace position.
No.
Oh, it's a whole thing, and they go brace, 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 brace. Yeah, they chant, and you can choose either back or down, and you know how they give you that little pillow.
Wow.
I took mine and put it in the front, in case my head bumped. But as soon as we started landing, it caught on fire. All you could smell was smoke, and I thought that was that we're gonna explode like that. I mean, that was that.
Scary.
But then it stopped. You can see it all on YouTube. It's legit. And then it stopped, and then we were alive. And it was.
Were people like?
Oh yeah. It was like Dodger Stadium, and everyone's hugging.
Oh my god.
It was amazing.
That's
they even
gnarly.
put the slides down, and we slid down.
Was there,
People probably praying, all that stuff.
It was wild.
were you thinking if we survive from this, I'm never ever gonna or
Fly?
I'm gonna be doing this more? Or
I remember not ever being scared to fly again.
Wow.
After that, I was like,
that's true.
you can't go through this twice.
Yeah,
So I remember that.
That would be one thing I would
Yeah.
definitely be thinking. My scientific mind was like, well, the chances of this happening again to me are like.
Yep. I remember my friend, I'll never forget how positive she remained the whole time and how that stuck with me, and just what a beautiful, if it wasn't for Jen and her positivity, like I was very scared.
You're tripping, yeah.
I was
yeah.
sad. I was really sad. Because I just couldn't believe I was going to die like that.
Right.
And so I wrote notes to my grandma, my mom, my boyfriend at the time.
Wow.
And I was just sad because I was just like newly in love, and just like, I just couldn't believe I was going to die like that. It's not like, I was just naked. I wasn't like her.
Mm-hmm.
Just sad and scared. But I'll never forget, at one point I looked back, and about like 8 rows back, an old man went, and he gave me a thumbs up. And he must have been like 90, and I just remember being like, okay.
Nice.
you know, just feeling better.
That's
Just
so
it was really
awesome.
sweet, and I'll never forget him for that because it really, like, you know, he's like,
Yeah.
it was sweet. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Wow, that's an incredible story.
So you weren't thinking about God or nothing at that point.
Yeah.
Not the way I would now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
not
what
the way-
made you feel the way that you do about
Now?
religion? Yeah.
I mean, I grew up religious. It
Me
just
too.
I grew up a different religion than I am now,
Mm.
and that's a whole other. I mean, that could be a whole other podcast in and of
So
itself.
there was like it was an event or something, or
No, it was just you know, playing so many Christians, so many by
I
default.
was gonna say Christian.
wow.
Having, you know, learning the Bible by default, being like, "Ugh, again, yeah, like so
really?
mad at it, so just
Yeah.
like, "Ugh,
That's interesting.
this again, I can't believe this, like, so, you know, but not knowing. And then I always say that, like, and I do believe in Jesus, so I say that, you know, the way that he presents himself is very tender. You know, he's always there waiting for when you're ready. And that was, to me, all the roles I played and all that was just him like just nudging, like, whenever you're ready, I'm here, and I've always been here.
Wow.
And when I'll never forget the day that I accepted him into my life. And I mean, it was like no drug I've ever done, no sex I've ever, I mean, the chills from my toes to my head to my head to my and I don't even really care. Like, some people, you know, everyone has a different relationship with religion, and you don't have to be religious to believe in God. But for me, it changed my life. It changed the person that I am. It changed the way I look at everything. I don't feel so alone. I feel like I have a built-in friend at all times.
Wow.
And it's just for me, it changed my life 100%. You know, and it's just talk about no turning back. You know? And that's just that. It's not anything I would ever go around preaching about, but, you know, it's just,
I love that.
it's important to me.
wonderful.
It's important to
Yeah.
me.
I was raised
And
Catholic.
you?
I was raised Catholic. I was an altar boy. I did my first communion. I did whatever all that stuff is. My mom made us all be like altar boys. We got forced to do it so much. Church every Sunday. And then kind of after my dad died, my mom got really crazy with going to church and really forcing us on us. And I think we kind of just rebelled. Then we got to punk rock and skateboarding. We weren't like fuck God or anything or like anti-religious, but we just kind of like went away from it, you know?
When it's forced, I've noticed that a lot when it's forced upon you.
It's down my
like that.
throat. Yeah. And then like, I remember one time we came home and my brother had made a sign and he said there is no, something like F God or there's no God. Cause he was so tight to my dad. And just right after he died, he put like a poster like on a tree or something to God to read or something. He was so heartbroken. Cause like if there's a God, how come we took our dad away? Like kind of like that, I guess. I definitely think there's a higher power. I definitely think that this pandemic is not just Mother Nature or just some higher power putting us all in kind of check. How we've raped and pillaged this fucking planet in the way we destroy and take advantage of everything on it. You know, I feel like this is kind of like a timeout for us by some higher power. I'm not saying it's a God or a guy in a beard, all that. In my whole life, I've struggled with that, like that one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like I see like all the different religions who are like, are you anti-abortion or you're anti-gay or you're this and that, and it's like if this is about loving everyone equally, I don't understand why there's different religions that are anti these things. I thought this one supposed person is about everybody, animals and all of us together and unity and love. You know what I'm saying? There's other parts of religion that's like just anti-gay, just all that stuff. It kind of bummed me out. I don't know.
Well, there's like super secular, you know.
Yeah.
beliefs, but as far as like, you know, abortion, I mean, I think that God doesn't ever love the innocent messed with, you know, because they don't deserve that. But it's just one of the, I don't think it's like a guy in a beard. I mean, you know, it's the Holy Spirit. It's the universal. It's you look around and he's everywhere. You know, he's within you. He's within us. You know, and it's like, I don't like when people get very, you know, rules. You know,
it seems everybody have their own version of their own God. Who my God thinks, you know, there shouldn't be gay people, or my God thinks this, but isn't it supposed to be like one for unified for the whole? I don't know.
Well, because he made us in his image. You know, he made you just the way you're meant to be.
Yeah, I do feel like my dad's somebody's watched over me my whole life, 100%. Whether it's my dad or somebody, I feel like that. Me and my brothers for sure, and my mom. You know what I mean? Because she busted her ass to raise us,
I
and
was thinking this the other day.
we turned out pretty good, I guess. I don't know.
Those people that have died who were part of your family in the past can hear your thoughts? Or they just kind of see what we're doing, and if we speak out loud, like
I think it's like ESP.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that they're very advanced souls,
Yeah.
right? Like to read your thoughts, but wow,
Your
that's
thoughts,
a
yeah.
concept.
Why
Are they reading my? Like,
why you think that?
I don't know. It was something that popped in my head. I was sitting there. I was thinking, like, if I was like, you know, like, yeah, Dad, thanks. You know, I said that out loud. If they were like, oh, I got a shout out. You know, like, they finally said my name.
Oh, I love that. So awesome.
I don't know if it was like in my head, like if they're.
I know that they do like to be acknowledged.
Right.
They do like to be lifted and mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom had this weird thing. Like after my dad died, she saw my mom kept seeing my dad in her bedroom to the point my mom like got rid of her bed, slept on the couch, had to stay. She was freaking out. She kept seeing my dad for the first couple months, like seeing him in her fucking room, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
Just looking at her and stuff. I never knew it till I had her on my podcast. She told me that she started
Huge.
crying. My mom told me all about it, but it was like he would be at her end of her bed and shit. So she like kind of freaked out. It's intense, man.
That's so crazy you said that because I always told my dad, listen, when you come to me, don't do the thing where you stand at the end of my bed and scare me.
Yeah.
Please don't be the guy in white walking out of the ocean through the mist. Like, come to me in a way that I understand.
Yeah.
He's never come in no dream, nothing. But he did one fine day, and it was amazing. He did it just right. And it's wild. I was texting my mom I was sharing something with her that I didn't do back then, like, because we had a little bit of a period of estrangement. But I was just sharing with her, like, I was at this place called OHI, which is like a health clinic. Like, you get colonics and, you know, you eat, you know.
We have to get a colonic together. I got one. It's awesome. Oh, go ahead.
This is real. And I was like sharing with my mom what, you know, how the 3 weeks have been. And when you cleanse like that, you have more hearing, better eyesight, taste. So all my senses were heightened. So I just feel like I was like working out of my pineal gland or something. And I remember I just paused. You know, I must have been like, all right, you know, I love you. And I remember I was going to come back, but I went to the bathroom and I picked up my phone to proceed. And it was like weird, funky spaces. And it just said, love, Dad.
Whoa, man! I just got goosebumps, man.
And that's how it happened. And I just went, nice, Dad. Like, you did it in just a way that I could understand and comprehend. You didn't scare me, but it was insane, you guys. Like, I'll never ever forget.
No.
Wow. When was that?
That was probably like what was the last time? Maybe
that just fucked me up, man.
3 or 4 years ago.
That's made me emotional,
but
man.
it was
that just tripped me out a little bit.
It was not like
wow,
it was
man.
like random spaces, like glitchy, and then love, Dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's there.
Wow, man.
Because they do come, you know. I think they do have the power to sort of come to us.
They're watching right now. And that's the thing, like, none of us have died to know what happens after. You know, my guitar player died for a couple seconds. He saw the light.
He did?
He got shot with a shotgun, yeah. Wow. He lived. But
jeez.
Like, to go there and know, am I really going to go somewhere? Am I be with my dad, chilling, my grandparents? Biggie Smalls? Like, we'll all be up there, like...
having a concert of a lifetime up there.
Tupac? Like, is there going to be, like, a place everybody's chilling? Like, are we going to go there? We're going to be up there? I don't know. At least, okay,
that is a lot.
Okay, forget about Biggie. Okay, or Prince. That would be sick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but my dad. Like, I go and all of a sudden he hugs me and like...
Yes.
Dude.
What did your friend see when he passed?
I think he must have saw like a crazy light, man. His whole life flashed through his whole so fast. Everything is childhood up into this moment.
That's what they say, that when you pass, like, you get like a movie played in a sense of your life. You're like, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But he was like 14, so he really didn't live that long up until that point. But
oh no. Oh, you were watching me. That's funny.
I don't know. It's tripped out because we don't know. We haven't been there and saw and came back and say it was like this. So that's like your whole life. You think about, is there heaven, hell? Where am I gonna go? Like, am I been a good person? You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Who knows?
Do we just shut off? Like, we're dead and we shut off. That's it.
My brother's an atheist.
Oh wow.
Gnarly. And it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
He goes, Taryn, thinking that you're gonna see Dad again or your loved one again is just a coping mechanism.
What?
Like, and I'm like, he's so smart that I'm like, maybe he's right. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he believes that when you pass, it's just, and that the white light is just a chemical you secrete out of your brain
What?
to make dying easier, and that you just go to the ground.
Wow.
But I refuse. But at the same,
I find that hard to believe, just because it's such a, I don't know, like when I was watching this documentary about the reenactment, or actually the guys in astronauts that went to space, that went to the moon.
which one?
Well, the one from Ohio, Glenn, or God, I can't even remember his name, but they're describing just because there's certain conspiracy theories
That they never went to the moon or something.
They went there.
Yeah.
Their description of like being on the moon and looking at Earth, the first human beings like to be able to do that and to see the Earth from that perspective. The way they describe it, it was, and being on the moon, they're like, look, it's complete blackness, you know, that you're looking out into, like the universe there in the world, and then you just see this planet glowing like blue and green of just life, the only life you see in all this complete darkness. And on the moon, they're like, the feeling of just, it was just so dead, lifelessness, like like nothing, you know, absolutely nothing living, moving, or anything there. And it was just to see it just floating in the sky or in the universe, like in space like that.
Yeah.
They said it was something that was just so remarkable.
Yeah.
Like it's so incredible and so unique. You know, out of
Dang.
all the million planets and things that are happening, like this one that's creating this type of reality that we're all
That's so
feeling.
cool.
It's just like they're like, there is something out there, and
Wow.
and also at the same time, you know, I believe there's other places that can be out there because it's just so massive. But this is really unique and special time that we're here. There's no doubt about it. You can't debate that with me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so much beauty on this planet, from life and animals and things growing, and the cycle that happens. I'm like, come on.
I know.
You know, there's a system that's going on here. You know, there's something, a reason why all this is happening.
Yep.
You know, I just find it hard
Wow.
to believe that it's just like,
It is right.
It's like, come
yeah.
on.
Can you imagine?
We got real deep.
yeah.
I like
sorry.
Podcast got
I
deep.
used to see this Buddhist guru that would say, Taryn, if the earth can dangle in the sky, right, and be so supported, what makes you think you're not supported?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, that thing's just up. We're just,
Yeah.
you know, like,
It's intense.
It's a great
like,
point, man.
who are we to
that's a
think
good-
that, you know, we're not taken care of and supported and handled, and there's not so much
Yeah.
abundance.
Wow.
Yeah, loves it.
We got super deep. Wow. Well, I appreciate you being here. Meeting you, hanging out with you in real life. I feel like now we're all friends. I appreciate you. It's really nice having you here. Getting to know you, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You as well. Thanks for having me, and thank you so much for sharing all those deep thoughts about your family and your dad and brothers,
Yeah.
and you too, about everything that you've shared today. It means a lot.
Yeah, this is like a therapy pretty much today. A little therapeutic. I can't wait to see what you're working on next and all your stuff that's coming out. Looking forward to that. It's awesome. Thank you for being here too as well. We covered everything, right? We did a lot.
Covered everything. I believe so.
2 hours and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be great.
You have another podcast now.
Yeah, I'm running late, but it's okay.
All
Don't
right.
worry.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hoo-hoo. That was awesome. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.